Yes, people, we're live. Never a foul. Wednesday. You know what time it is. Something different. No football's on tonight, but Cristiano Ronaldo, Piers Morgan, the interview part 1 has dropped. We're going to talk about it. We're actually going to chill, talk about it, say what we think realistically as well, how we feel as people, football fans, and we want you guys to have a say as well. I know there's so many people that are going to be in here right now. They're probably itching to have a say, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We want you to get involved tonight. So make sure if you're a member, make sure you're in that Discord chat. The link is in there as well.
The link isn't in the Discord. Should I put it in the Discord as well? The link is in the community tab. If you're a member, you can see the community tab. The link to join the stream is in there. I will put it in the Discord as well.
Wicked. So we're going to do both community tab and Discord, so you can get involved and join us and have your say on the Ronaldo interview if you've watched it, or even if you've seen small parts. Guys, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing already. 35 of you here, and we've not even done 1 minute. So thank you ever so much. And like Daps said as well, if you actually do want to become a member of the Never a Foul Army, the link is down below to actually become a member.
Is it?
So you can join.
Yeah,
it should be. Yeah, you can join.
Oh, we've got someone there already.
Love that. I'll pick up Sid. So yeah, man, you can join and become a member of the NAF Army. You get exclusive Discord chat, so you become members. Obviously, you can speak to us about life or football, whatever you like. You also get entered into all the giveaways. You also get part of this call-in show, which is every Wednesday as well, so you can come on and have your say. So yeah, man, big up everyone that's watching. Already 50 people here. So the Ronaldo interview has dropped. Let me get through some of the comments as usual. You know what it is, guys. Love that. Adrian, you have to sign in to be a membership like all of us have to. Yeah, make sure you get your membership. Get the likes up. Big up Bailey as well. Love that. In there supporting. Not my fault Rooney looked like Shrek.
People need to lay off Rooney. Listen,
yeah.
Listen, as a dad's right, as an English dad, it's what we do. Yeah, it's what we do.
Mate, Sean saying I couldn't try to be a member. Click the link now in the community tab or down below in the stream. You should be able to become a member that way. 100%. Big up Solo. Hi Daps as well. I knew Bailey. Wagwan Ravi, love that. Go
Ravi.
Talk, Anakin, Callum, big up Daps and Ty, big up man. 0-0 as well. Active Ghana every single time, man. You guys are smashing it. Big up Josh as well. Big up, much love. Not seen it yet. Gonna watch later. Yeah, it's on Piers Morgan's YouTube channel. We've got even Suits popping bottles for it. He's that happy. Daps looks emotional today. Now he's in good spirits.
Why would I be emotional? What has happened?
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that the dickhead spoke about my club.
Or apart from Daps maybe wanted him now.
Nah, I didn't want him. Fuck off. Fuck off. We dodged the bullet, man. I don't believe him neither. I don't believe him. He said he spoke to City a lot. His agent told City about him the day before, and he said, yeah, we spoke to them a lot. I don't believe him.
Oh, you don't? What, so we'll talk. Okay, well, let me get through you. We'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it 100%. Big up Usman as well. Big up Chelsea OG. All you guys that are members, love that, man. Talk about Toney as well. We're definitely going to touch on that towards the end of the show. 100%. Football Gossiper as well says, Daps my guy, you'll never walk alone. Dennis the Great said, man really said Ollie needed time.
Yeah, that was mad. That was mad. I clocked that, the way he was saying he was so happy to play under Ollie. Like, bro, how can you knock Ralph, right?
Yeah. It's true. That was the friendship thing. 100%.
Yeah. What? Like he's always wanted to work with Ollie.
It was clever though, because Ronaldo said, as a coach, you know, he could work on something. He'll be a top coach in the future. I think that's saving grace, really.
Oh, where is he? Where is Ollie?
He's on training under 14 for his son in Norway. Do you not know that? You knew that, Alex? Yeah, he's training.
Well, yeah, he's going to be a top coach soon.
There's some new people in the comments that I'm loving to see, man. Big up Kunal Patel. Big up King every single time. Don't worry, Pablo. We've only just started. I'm just going through the intro, man. So love that. And yeah, man, big up Indian Scout. So everyone that's here, obviously, I see all your comments, man. Love every single time. Make sure you're liking the video. 62 of you here. And we've got people waiting already. So I think me and Daps probably just talk a couple minutes. Yeah. And then we're going to get you guys straight in, really. It's about you guys tonight. That's what the calling show is about.
And just a reminder, anyone that's watching this and do want to call in, the link below to become a member is there. It's £4 a month. As Ty already said, you get the calling show once or twice a week where only members only can call in. Thank you. You also get entrance to giveaways. So far, 2 tickets have been given away in 2 weeks. You also get access to the Discord, which all of us are in, talking football in. And the final thing is you get obviously all the shout outs, you get quality reading and whatever else.
Everything, man.
Until then,
we're smoking it, man. Do you know what? I feel like I'm glad it's over. Like the first
it's not
part.
over, bro.
No, it's not over. But you know when you feel like you've been watching so many clips here, I was like, I just want to watch the full context of the first thing. And I'm gonna be real with you. The first half of it I was like, Ronaldo's not really said too much wrong. And we could all agree in a sense, maybe because he wasn't talking about more technical things. He wasn't really going into the club as much, talking about Rangnick, the facilities. I think that stuff we already knew. And I was like, do you know what? As much as people know I want Ronaldo at the club, if you follow my streams and everything, you know that I don't want Ronaldo at the football club on a footballing basis. But I was like, he's not really saying much. But then...
But just, I watched it, listening to what he was saying.
But he spoke on City, actually.
And thinking... right, that first bit, what I was looking at is flaws. I'm looking for, okay, because I need to know if I believe you or not.
Yeah,
I need to know if I believe you or not. Before we get into the saucy shit, I need to know if I believe you or not. And I was watching it. Obviously, Piers Morgan is very clear that interview was Ronaldo told Piers Morgan what he wants to talk on. And Piers Morgan
asked the
led
questions.
That interview very clearly. Like, so yeah, you've been at Juventus, you've been at Real Madrid, and their facilities were amazing. What about Man United's facilities? It was all very led.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was some bits where I'm thinking, I don't know if what you're saying adds up. Like the City thing where he said, yeah, we spoke with them a lot. It was really close to happening. It's like, I swear it was the day before that your agent was at City for an interview, for a meeting about Bernardo Silva, and your agent put the numbers of how it would, if you want Ronaldo, this is what you need to pay.
These are the calculations.
From what I heard, Pep then came out and Pep has said that it never got presented to him because by the next morning.
That's what Pep said.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, we'll never
know. And he would have the final say, 100%.
And he said, we'll never know because it never got to the point of the discussion because the numbers have been presented. But then by the next morning, which is when I was coming into the club, Fergie, Rio and whatever else had got on board and he was going elsewhere. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll never know. We'll never know whether we wanted him or not. We'll also never know.
And it's always going to be Ronaldo's word.
If he came.
Yeah, which you know what? I wish it kind of happened now because we've seen the saga. Yeah, because we've seen the saga at United. I would have loved to see him at City because would have Haaland even come? You don't know. Like, you probably might have, but you just don't know.
You don't know wage-wise.
Yeah, you don't know wage-wise and how it all affects. Big up Marie's just got a membership.
Or if Haaland did come, hold tight Marie on the membership.
Got another new one as well, Crispin. Love that Crispin. Big up every single time. And D1, don't worry, me and Daps haven't forgot about you. Don't worry, man.
And if he did come, then realistically, and then we did get Haaland, this would be happening at City right now because Haaland would come in, Ronaldo would not be playing, Ronaldo would now be
and then he'll be throwing his toes out. Should have gone to United. Yeah, and this is the thing. And I think before we get people in, I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger of the bit I didn't agree with on Ronaldo, which was his talks on, you know, Rooney and Gary Neville, making his Coke and desert lines, trying to teeth my bars. But you know what I mean? But
the Queen family.
The Queen family. I love these sayings.
Got a letter from the Queen family.
I love that. But when you actually look at it, he said that, you know, Mike Rooney's kids were at my house a few months ago and they were picking them up and then all of a sudden he's disrespecting me or like saying that this and that on TV. The bottom line is, Ronaldo, right, is that you, for the first time, and I'm going to say, I said it on Saeed's show earlier, for the first time in your career, you've been at Man United, Sporting Lisbon, Real Madrid, Juventus. You've been the main guy. You've never had people really giving down your flaws. You've always scored goals. The team's always focused around you. For the first time in your career, at 37 years of age, your body can't do what your mind wants it to do. You're not the same player. Man United are better off without you. We're a better team without you. And everyone is pulling in the same direction as the manager. And players who have played with you, like Gary Neville, like Wayne Rooney, have seen it. And all they're saying is, Ronaldo's probably best to be moved on so Man United could be moved forward. I feel like that's bang on right because I want that too. Ronaldo, you need to understand that they can critique you on your footballing ability. They're not saying that your mum's this or your cousin's this or your breast stinks. They're saying that your footballing ability isn't good enough. And they're in their right to do that. That's their job. Just because they played with you, they can't critique you. Ronaldo, the world can see that you're not the same player. And that's that. So for him to say Rooney and Gary Neville were wrong, Daps, I'm sorry. I think that's not
just on. Quickly, what Ty said there about breast stinks and your mum's this and mum, that's the watered down version of what I said before. But that is it, basically, for me. It's like he's saying, Rooney was, round my house the other week picking up his kids. And then next minute, when he got asked, are they your friends? They're not my friends. I don't have dinner with them. And they're the little flaws that I think, hold on. You know, when someone lies to you, it's like, I'm not going to believe you on shit. And for me, that one was like, firstly, there was, what do I believe? But secondly, it's like, you have spent your life surrounded by yes men. Because what Rooney said was not disrespectful, at all, right? And what Neville said wasn't really, maybe a little bit worse, but not really, And then for him to say, come out, it's like a little kid, like, well, you're not my friends no more. It's like, you're used to people not being allowed to say
What they
anything
think.
against you. And if anyone says anything, then they're pushed away. Like they're pushed away.
He acts like he's probably got siblings. I don't even know he's got brothers or sisters. You don't really hear much.
No, I think
he's got 2 sisters. He's got sisters. Yeah, he's got sisters. But he acts like, I was about to say only child syndrome, but he probably acts like he's the only boy, and he probably is the only boy. He got everything, not saying he got everything he wanted, I don't know his upbringing, but the way he acts personality traits wise is quite bratty. That's what I think.
Listen,
I think it's quite bratty.
Like if you had 3 kids and one of them was showing signs of being the most famous person in the world and the best footballer, then you're going to be taking them wherever the fuck they want to get where they want to go. So maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but listen, it is the fan calling show. So if you want to quickly,
let's get them and I'll run through the comments and then we'll get people in.
Get Sid in first, yeah?
Love that.
The Dairy Milk guy.
The membership link is down below. So we just go to the description, hit more underneath us as you're watching us now on YouTube. The YouTube link will show you the membership as well. So you can just get access to that there. Big up Marie, and I saw it already, the other chap that become a member, Crispin. Love that. Thank you so much for your support. And all the members that are in here, D1, Active Gunner, Solo. Let me just see if I can get through any of these comments here.
You know what, Active Gunner, I'm seeing you about everywhere as well, by the way. I do notice people that run different streams I go on.
Nah, they do follow us. Love that, man. Big up Canal says Osherman would be a good fit. I'm a bit behind recording clips. Don't worry, Pablo. It's going to be a perfect time of getting the guests in now as well.
And salute to Pablo for doing that, by the way, with the clips.
I 100%. The other day saying, do you know what, personally, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And then, guys, make sure you're doing your thing as well, mods as well. And Canal says what Ronaldo said about the glazes and the boards. Of agree, the club has been run poorly since Fergie left, but to disrespect Ten Hag after he was backed in the media was not right. But yeah, no problem at all. What we're going to do, get your comments in, people. Make sure you like in the video. 100 of you already here, 10 minutes in. Thank you for your support. Like I said, if you want to have your say, make sure you become a member and we'll give you access. It's all about you guys tonight as well. And tomorrow we've got a World Cup draft coming up, and then we're doing a predictor on Friday. And then from next week, everything's here. So
it's the World Cup
locked in. The World Cup begins. So yeah, Sid, let's bring him in, see what he's got to say. It's nice to hear a neutral perspective as well. How you doing, Sid? You okay?
Yeah, man. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good man. Good man. I like the lighting. You're looking smiley today. It looks like
Sid's always smiling.
Yeah,
Sid is always smiling.
I love that, man. I love that. Have you watched the interview first of all, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I was waiting for the show. I watched.
Yeah, good man. I love that. You come prepped, come with his homework.
So what do you think of it? What's your thoughts?
I think the way he talked about the club was all right in my opinion, because that need to come out from a big mega star about how the club is run. But in terms of saying things about Ralf Rangnick, who is not even now your manager, and you cannot disrespect the guy because he's now managing Austria also, and also firing shots toward Ten Hag, which is going to be aired tomorrow. So I don't think that's right. And obviously, I'm a Ronaldo fan, but I don't want him anywhere near Chelsea.
Oh, he's going to Chelsea, bro.
Nah,
Sid,
I heard you said that on Matty's channel, but I don't think. I don't want him near anywhere near.
Right, you don't want him near you, but do you fear that it might happen?
Yes.
This is the thing.
Okay, because I've got a question for you two then. I believe that, yes, it could have happened, even though Tuchel said no. But do you think Graham Potter, bringing in his recruitment team, would then say, do you know what, I brought all these people in, and then the club will still say, let's get Ronaldo in? I'll let both of you answer.
Sid, you answer that one, because I've got my opinion on it. It's a good question.
I think because I haven't seen a sign of Graham Potter being that ruthless or anything in his approach that I don't want this player or that. And from a sporting point of view, it doesn't make any sense. But from marketing point of view and making Chelsea globalize more, it makes sense. So I can see Todd Bowley going behind him. But from the reports that are coming, Graham Potter already said no to this, that he's not interested in this.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But don't you think, Sid, he hasn't had a window yet to, he said because I agree with you that he's not really put his stamp on things. He hasn't been really obviously ruthless yet, but he hasn't even actually had a transfer window. He hasn't even had his recruitment team come in. So surely for a first window, getting Ronaldo, I don't know if that's actually Graham Potter then putting his stamp on things. I think we need to stay away from this. But if he comes, is that already a dispute?
No, that's what Sid's saying. What Sid's saying is right now, he doesn't know. And it's this basically, I'm with you, Sid, that, and I said this to Matisse the other day, that basically what everyone is basing Ronaldo going to Chelsea on is in the summer, Chelsea's owner wanted Ronaldo.
Yeah, the marketing,
Right. So that's all we're basing it on. So, and then we're looking at, you know, the World Cup and everything, and we're looking at teams that might be able to afford him, all of that.
Yeah,
but
true.
then you look at he's brought in Potter, and you're thinking he got rid of Tuchel because Tuchel wouldn't have him. He's brought in Potter. Maybe, yes, man, we can force him on him. However, he brought in, and what Sid's saying is we haven't seen anything from Potter yet to say he isn't a yes man. But for me, I do get what you're saying. He's brought in the recruitment team, which kind of, and ultimately, that's what I said to Matisse the other day. This is a test,
isn't it?
This is a test. If you sign Ronaldo in January, then ultimately, you know, Potter and his team are yes men, and there's no point in having them because they're just yes men. But if you don't, you know that Potter and his team are running it. They're deciding. So January, it's interesting.
Okay, but then
we got 2 to 3 people more knowledgeable persons like Joe Shield who work from Man City, and if we as a fan can see that Ronaldo is not going to work at Chelsea, probably they can also see. So I have trust in them that they can suggest Todd Bowley that this is not a good idea. We already have Aubameyang, we already have a misfiring attack who doesn't function well because we don't connect that well with midfield. We don't have creators. So what is Ronaldo going to do on its own? He's not Messi. He cannot create and score for himself. He needs service, and we
he
can
needs
see
service.
Aubameyang is not
He's a
not
volume player.
getting service.
100%.
Aubameyang is not getting service. He's not able to score. So how can Ronaldo score?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Obviously, I know we're talking about the interview as well. You mentioned that you think on Rangnick, Ronaldo's wrong on speaking on Rangnick. Why? Yeah. Because he's obviously not at the club now. He was here for 6 months. And it may be also on the flip side. I'm just trying to play it as neutral. I'm a Man United fan. I'm trying to come from both angles. Me as a Man United fan, it gave me kind of a bit of information about how he felt about Rangnick coming in, because we haven't really heard much about that yet. He kind of came and just like vanished. So like, why do you think he's wrong speaking on Rangnick?
I think if you are working in a sport, it's like a disrespect to other person, which is not good in my opinion. Like you doing a show, you disrespect another content creator while doing that. It's not good.
Awkward.
I love that.
I mean, I've probably done it a few times, to be fair, but I get what you're saying, and I could actually.
Banter is different thing, but disrespecting is something different. He said, "I don't know that guy. I don't know how he can work."
Do you know? I'd take it a step back from actually being, you know, they're both in the same sport. I'd actually say, do you know what? And this is one of my biggest things. Like when, and firstly, I've had a few United fans, because I'm having a laugh about this all week on social media, right? And United fans have come, oh, why don't you like Ronaldo? And, bro, I couldn't give a shit, ultimately. I find this funny. My club's not involved until today, right? I find it funny, right? But the thing that I think's a bit disrespectful, ultimately, is I've spoke openly on a few streams, even though I'm a City fan. I've always been a big fan of Ronaldo because he's a dad. The way he is with his son, the way he's had to. I do believe Messi is naturally gifted. Ronaldo has had to work harder. Like, you see, when the guy jumps, you don't learn to jump. Like, we don't come out the womb and be able to jump like that. He's worked hard to do that. And I respect that as a dad. And I've always thought he's got leadership qualities and all of that. But then ultimately, the way he's acted here has made me forget all of that. Like when United beat Spurs, massive
he
win.
walked out.
Massive win. You should be, even though you're on the bench, as a leader, as the senior member of the squad, you should be there to congratulate the younger players and set an example. Walking 100%. Down the tunnel, for me, I'm like,
took everything away from the win. Like the best win of the season.
And it's those things that makes me think
you can have discussion with manager in his cabin, and you can always have discussion with him, but disrespecting the whole club in front of everyone. Now the news shifted to how Man United were dominating to how Ronaldo left off the field. They were not talking about how United dominated the game, because they played very well that game.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that he's doing things that makes me think, all right, you're not professional. But I do get the Ralf thing that, again, away from sport, ultimately, just be respectful to people. Ralf has not chat shit about Ronaldo.
He did.
Did he?
He said that he should be moved on. That's when
But
he's
again,
but
that's not
football. No, that's
disrespectful.
football.
And
That's
this is the
football.
thing that Ronaldo's
he don't
taking shit
accept it.
personal.
Yeah, this is what I was saying.
Anything that's said about him, he's taking it
Because
like
he's
people
never
are
had to
saying.
deal with
Yeah,
this
and
shit
he's
before.
never had
And
to
he's
deal with
never,
any
you can't understand
negativity.
it.
I think that's what it is. And even I know we haven't seen the Ralf thing yet, but my view on the Ralf thing, not on the Ralf, on the Ten Hag thing, is he says, I've got no respect for him because he has no respect for me. Now, I spoke on this the other night that for me, Ralf, right, Ronaldo dipped. Yeah, he walked off, right? 89th minute, whatever. He walked off. Ralf did not bring that up. The media brought it up. When the media brought it up after the game, Ralf said, we're not going to speak on that. Ten Hag. We'll deal with it tomorrow. The next day he comes out and he said, you know, because of what's happened, he's going to have to train. I have to set an example. He's going to have to train with the youngers, right? But he then went on, and this is where I think he's showing Ronaldo respect. We are going to miss him. He's a key member of this team. We're going to miss him.
He makes him captain.
A week later, to show no hard feelings, this is not personal. You're in the team, you're captain, right? For me, that is him giving the olive branch, showing this is me being professional. And then from that point, Ronaldo again has not been professional. He said he's not respecting me. What, by not picking you? Literally, if you don't pick Ronaldo, you're being disrespectful to him.
Yeah, this is it, Sid. And that's the thing. You forget pre-season with Ronaldo. Obviously, he turned up to Raul Vallecano game, and then he left half-time. And Ten Hag, he had me saying Ralf there. Ten Hag didn't throw him under. He was like, oh, it was Ronaldo and other players that I've given a warning to. So he made it clever that he didn't just throw in Ronaldo. Ronaldo then didn't want to come on as a sub. He then walks down the pitch. You know, it's like 3 or 4 things. And you know what? Ten Hag's coming as a manager. We always talk about players, right, that coming from other countries and like young players and stuff. We say new language, new league, give him time and stuff like that. Well, it's the same thing for a manager. Just because he's old, it doesn't mean it's no different. Ten Hag's come from Ajax to a big club like Manchester United now. No disrespect to Ajax, they're big in their own way. But, you know, new league, new language. You'd be like, Ronaldo, do you know what? I'm going to need you to be one of them guys that's going to be my right-hand man to sort of like help pull my violin. Do you get what I'm saying? And Ronaldo has actually not really pulled his violin. He's respected in many ways. And if anything, Ronaldo's completely disrespected him. A man has come free. That's what I say in all walks of life.
So just quickly, I need to do a check with Soups. Is that an actual term that he just said?
He's pull a violin?
Yeah.
No, it's not. But
did you just make that one up?
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool. Cool. I just needed to check. I'm thinking, pull a violin. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll go. That's another one.
Sid, before we get someone else in, one other thing you want to talk on? Anything you want to talk on? And I know there will be something you want to talk on. I don't know what, but go on.
Yeah, and it's about how you deal with Arsenal fans, because after 14 good games, I heard Lee Gunnar coming on this channel and saying little Chelsea like he had won everything. We have 4 European Cups, 2 European Cup before Roman. I don't think he has done anything. He talks about his league titles, 13 league titles, like it's a history channel.
Who are we talking about here? Gunnar Lee. Okay, sorry, go on, Harrison.
Yeah, he talks about 13 league titles like it's a history channel. History TV 18 is going on. But saying like little Chelsea and all things after just 14 good games, I know they are playing very well, but they haven't won anything yet. And they might end up losing everything this season if they fall out of FA Cup. And I don't think they can win.
Oh, it's left on a cliffhanger. No.
Sid?
I don't think they can, and I was waiting for it.
Oh. Come on, Sid, you can do this.
Oh, Sid, go back. Wait, so go back. You went, I don't think they can, and then we lost you. So carry on from there.
I don't think they can win Europa League. In my opinion, they can't. And league is far too difficult because it's not a joke coming into the league and taking on Man City after 14 good games. We were above Man City last season. We were on 33 points.
You were.
We were on 32, which they are on the same points right now. They are on 32 points. We were on 33, and where we ended up.
Yep,
and
I think it's fun.
They are different this season. They can compete. They can have a good say. They can go far, but they can't reach the pinnacle.
Do you know what it is as well? I like that point you just made in Arsenal, just quickly. But Michael, we're going to get you in as well. Then KL will get you in after. We can see you down there. So big up everyone that's there, man. You know what I think cons people as well, Daps? You know the league normally breaks up like, well, you don't have a breakup for the winter.
Yeah.
The fact that we've broke up like November and we're like 15 games in, when we
14
games in, exactly. When we return at Boxing Day, it makes people think the league's further than it is.
Well, we're not even,
but it's actually not. It's only a third in.
We're not even a third in.
No, we are like a
14.
14, yeah, 28, yeah, because it was 38 games a year.
39, yeah.
No, hold on. 14,
We are
28,
1/3 in.
32.
42. Wouldn't it be
42.
42?
All right, yeah, we
so
are.
Just,
My
we're
bad.
just over a
I've been
third
saying
in.
that all week
Yeah,
as well. I've been
no,
wrong all week. My
no,
maths
but
is shit.
It's
I was
just,
counting 32.
do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah,
It's just only a third in, but because the league returns in December, it gives people that sort of false narrative that, like, we're already halfway through. We're not yet. So Arsenal still got work to do. And people got to remember, by the way, Arsenal come back, West Ham, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, Tottenham. Let's see what they're doing at the end of January. And that's how I'm going to leave with Arsenal.
As of now, they are playing well. We need to give credit. They have
give them their flowers. You know what? I said it.
But the point that they are taking on other fan bases, they are talking about other teams that are not having good form, or even chatting to even the last show that Gunnar Lee came on. He said to Daps that we are going for the league and something like that. Like it's a joke.
But Sid, the one thing I will say is, and listen, you know my view. I'm just waiting, right? And they want their flowers. They can have their flowers. These flowers, the best flowers are not artificial. The real flowers die very quickly, if you don't look after them correctly, right? So Arsenal fans, remember that. However, playing devil's advocate, bro, Arsenal fans have been taking absolute smoke from Chelsea fans for years. So I do understand, as a City fan that had to take banners made about us, right? When we start winning, we're going to shove it down their fucking throats, right? So I do understand why Arsenal fans are speaking to Tottenham and Chelsea fans, because they've had to put up with you lot for a while. So you got to remember, you lot have been dominating football for the last...
But you can't say that after 14 games. You haven't.
Oh, no.
In terms of Arsenal, they haven't won anything.
For me, it's mad. For me, it's mad.
Chelsea or anything.
Yeah, in January, 2 years ago, I always say this, we were laughing at Man United for saying they were top of the league. Right?
Oh, yeah, when we beat Burnley away.
Now, 2 months before, it's fine for Arsenal to say it.
Yeah.
And I'll stick by that. I'm going to have the same energy. And it's like, why is it even a conversation? Like, it shouldn't be a conversation, but it's what it is. Sid, thank you very much for joining us. We've got a lot of people to get through, but thanks for joining us. I know you stayed up late, and make sure you have a bite of that chocolate bar behind you before you go to bed.
Oh, that's what everyone's talking about with dairy milk in the comments. I was like, what's dairy milk? I love that. Sid, thank you very much,
Sid,
brother.
thank you.
Take care.
Good night, man.
Just get through the comments, people. Over 100 of you here. Make sure you are liking the video. Thank you to everyone for supporting. If you want to become a member as well to join the calling show, the link is down below as well, so you can become a member there. Get exclusive, obviously, Discord chat. You get shout outs. You get the what's it called? Giveaways. The giveaways as well. So make sure you keep supporting, guys. We're gonna get Michael on as well, and then D1. I see you say you got questions there, but I'm on the iPad, so it only shows me a certain amount. So rewrite your question, and I'll make sure I try and remember that's there as well. So big up everyone that's inside. Michael, let's get Michael in, see what Griggsy's saying over in New York City.
Yo, what's up?
I'm good, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Right. I need you guys to kind of update me on the interview, because I was recording my World Cup preview, so I've seen only bits of it.
Okay. Talk on the bits you've seen.
So basically, I saw the thing about Rooney and his kid, like Rooney picking up his kids and everything.
Yeah, let's see what you think on this Rooney thing, because this is where I don't agree with Ronaldo.
Is he going to speak? Because he didn't say anything about Rooney being butters yet.
Oh, see, I didn't know.
Or did he?
Yeah, no, I don't think he did. I think that, I don't know if that
was that might have been another
one of them fake quotes.
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It definitely did. People in the chat, he definitely said something like that I'm better looking. And he did. He said, I'm better looking and I'm better at football or something like that. Yeah, but then laughed.
All right, okay. Yeah. But talk on what you've seen so far, Mikey.
Well, obviously, I've seen the clips for the last 2 days. First of all, my biggest issue with this interview is that he went to that guy to get the interview. I absolutely obviously I'm in the US, right? So like most people here don't know who Piers Morgan is, but obviously being in football, everyone knows who Piers Morgan is. But this guy is literally, as Ty knows, like as a journalist, and I'm an aspiring journalist, that guy is the biggest scum on earth. Like he is horrible person, and you could just tell by the way he's baiting Ronaldo into these questions.
Bro, the baiting of the questions. Yeah. I kept walking out the room going, I cannot stand this guy, man. Yeah. And let's be clear, there's something else that he was on TalkSport on Monday, Piers Morgan, and one of the first questions was, how did this interview come about? And he said, I didn't ask Ronaldo. He's been thinking about it for a while, and he came to me and said, I want to do the interview. So it isn't. I mean, I'm sure Piers has probably been hitting him up hourly, saying when you're ready to expose it, I will do it. But you're spot on. The baiting of the questions was mad, innit? Like,
bro, and like Ronaldo's first language is in English, obviously. So Piers is taking advantage of that, and he's wording questions in a way that Ronaldo's just like it's annoying. But in terms of like the Rooney thing, obviously Wayne Rooney's one of our biggest legends, and I feel like I've seen what Wayne Rooney said about him. It's something that we've all been saying for the last year. It's nothing but constructive criticism. And for me, I'm the type of guy that, like, I don't mind people giving me constructive criticism. For Ronaldo, it's clearly he wants yes men. I don't like people that are yes men personally. So it's just like Wayne Rooney's never said anything mean about him. Gary Neville the same way. Gary Neville's protected him even in the past. Gary Neville's been like gassing up Ronaldo the last year. He called him the GOAT while Jamie Carragher was riding for Lionel Messi. So he's defending him, but that thing that he did against Spurs is just something that you should never do. And I think I saw a quote that he said, "I try to lead by example." My brother, you've been showing the worst examples all season.
Exactly. This is a thing.
Well said, man.
I think, and this is a thing that, you know, I still stand by. I think, Ty, you are right. There's nothing massively until maybe even the stuff at the end. There's nothing massively that makes me think, Ronaldo, you're an absolute bastard.
Yeah.
But it's like everything that you're saying is just
the kettle's boiling.
You shouldn't. Why are you doing this? We all know why you're doing this. This isn't for the agenda. Like, it stinks that you're using all of this, all the stuff, like when he's speaking about, I love the Man United fans. All of it. It's like you're trying to get the whole world on your back, backing you with your agenda. And that's what it stinks of for me. That it's just, I don't believe you. I don't believe this is genuine for me.
Oh, definitely. I've been having this argument, bro.
Oh, go on, Mike. Carry on.
I've been having this argument about his genuine. Like, this guy uses all the buzzwords that get Man United fans riled up. Glazers, bro. If you hear the word Glazers, Man United fans go up in smoke. That one word. And he went against them. If you go against the Glazers, you're the hero. You're like the hero. Yeah. Like, this guy's Homelander. I don't know if you guys seen like the series, but this guy's Homelander. He's literally Homelander. Like, it's
I said the other thing when he was saying about, he kept throwing in there his love for Fergie. It's like, again, if you say to a Man United fan that you love Fergie, they're like, yeah, this guy, we love this guy because this guy loves Fergie. And it's all these little things like, I see what you're doing. Even when it was talking about, Piers was like, and you got love from, firstly, I don't want to talk bad on what happened to him. I know that is horrible. But when they were talking on that, and he said how, you know, the Liverpool fan base, the Arsenal fan base, and I'd just like to thank everyone in England. It's like, for me, I think you're trying to get everyone on your side, and then in part two, you're going to drop the bombs that you really want to drop.
They've edited it smart. Like he said, obviously the journalism side, the media side of it, they've left it on kind of that. I want to see what happens in part two because I feel like
it's like we're watching a movie. That's what it is.
Do you know what? My ears actually like watching a movie. When you watch it, I feel like the first part is quite not nicey, but there's not loads of ways that you know me and you talk about Man United a lot. I think we're very subjective. I think we're realistic as well. I don't think there's loads of things that you could come at Ronaldo with. I think the way he approached the start of the interview, I thought he was actually speaking a lot of like what he sensed and what he feels. Suits is here as a Man United fan as well, and he was like, "Yeah, he's here, man." He was like, "You know what? He's just saying what he feels." And I weren't like, But then as the interview went on and he started speaking about the Rooney and Neville thing, this is where I started thinking, okay, well, what are we here to talk about? Football. What is Ronaldo's job? He's a football player. When it comes to Ronaldo as a football player, he can't accept that his body's just changed. He can't accept that he's not the player he once was. He can't accept that he's not a main starter. And unfortunately for him, Mike, we know that when he came back, I was one of a small percentage, that I didn't want Ronaldo back. I knew it. I said, this is going to end like a car crash. Like, I knew it because it's going to be worse for the team. As we've seen what's happened, we are better off without him. And now he's in a position where he wants to leave in January. But he's only saying this now because, for me, he's not playing, really. It's not working out for him. And it's not even that he's not playing. He's actually had chances. Michael's played many Europa League games.
Bro, he's played over 1,000 minutes this season in all comps.
He's played over 1,000 minutes. He's played when Martial's not played, who's my guy. But he's not really taking his chance. So it's not like he can say, do you know what? I haven't been playing, so this is why I'm doing the interview. He's played. He's not performed. And I feel like he's run out of ideas. And I think he's done this interview now. And this is time for us to part ways.
Oh, bro, I think I heard Leah's talking about one of his podcasts. He's talking about Ronaldo's having a battle with himself. Like, this isn't about a battle against Man United. It's not a battle against Erik ten Hag. It's a battle against himself that he hasn't realized that he's just washed. It's just that It's just that simple, bro. Like, you're washed. Like, no European club wanted you. I've heard that he called Florentino Perez and he wanted to come back to Madrid. And Perez said, you got to be a backup to Vinny or Benzema. Ronaldo hung up and said, "Nah, I'm not coming." No club wanted him. The only person that wanted him is Todd Bowley, and if Todd Bowley wants you, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Inter Miami or America wanted him over there.
I feel like, and on that as well, I feel like that is something that the media, as in the Ronaldo fanboys in the media, Graham Souness being one, because this is
that's another guy. That's another guy.
It's the old school lot. The shit he was saying, Ronaldo came across really old school, you know. He came across more old school than his age. Yeah? And I'm not meaning the age he looks, because to be fair to him, since like he's got a lot of vitamin D, man looks 21. Yeah, I'm not lying.
I don't know about that. That Botox is kind of showing.
But I just feel like when Souness, for example, he was having a conversation with Simon Jordan, and he was saying, you know, he's clearly had conversations with Ten Hag. Ten Hag has said you're a big part of our plans, and you know, and Simon Jordan was like, or maybe no one came in for him. And straight away, Souness was like, of course someone came in for him. It's like, I don't believe you. Because ultimately, most clubs will look at him, like City, for example. We would look at Ronaldo and be like, now his age, the amount it's going to cost, he's not bringing enough to warrant that. Yeah. There's only select clubs like PSG. People have always said, now PSG would not go near him, not under this manager. Maybe under this manager. Like this manager is not a yes man. This manager does and it's working. They wouldn't go in for him. People are saying the Bayern thing really has legs, which I find one of the most confusing things.
I can't see Bayern. That would be completely against their principles.
But someone said to me it's because of the income, but I'm like, that's not Bayern. That is not Bayern.
That's complete. And Bayern's like 51-49% owned with fans as well.
I can't see it. And I think you're right. It's Chelsea, or let's be clear. And I think ultimately it has worked right for you, because he is not playing for your club again. Ultimately, which is deep down what all of you wanted. It is going to work, and it might work right for your club, because if he's said anything and they can find a loophole to get rid of him, because I think your club, if you get rid of him, you have to pay him off. If now you might not have to pay him off, so there might be but also there's a World Cup. If Ronaldo scores 2 goals in this World Cup, his commercial value will go up again, right? 2 goals. That's all he needs. 1-2 goals, right? And maybe run up and down the touchline shouting at players. His commercial value will go up again. Then Todd Bowley will really be trying to, lean on Potter like he's.
I'm begging for Todd Bowley to come in. I'm absolutely begging.
The whole of England is in it. Like, to go Chelsea, man, that would just be sensational.
It'd be brilliant.
The guy that I wanted to replace him though is the guy behind you, but he's getting suspended for months now, isn't he?
Yeah, we're going to touch that. But actually, you can touch it now if you want. I haven't seen too much. Obviously, I know he's been in charge of like 232 accounts.
Bro, how you getting that, bro? 200. How do you place 200?
Yeah, man. Do you know?
Oh, is that gambling?
Yeah, like that's.
Oh, man's a dick. Wait, listen. He ain't been listening to none of them adverts about like.
Yeah, man.
Listen, gamble carefully.
Ivan, man, I can't even lie. Yeah, it's a bit of a
sticky one still.
Like, there's nothing you can. Do you know what the matter thing is though? Because on the actual thing, it says he stopped in 2021, so they must have gone back through records.
2017.
Bro, 24. He's got 4 years.
4 years of gambling, 2017. But still, what makes them randomly go back? Unless they've been digging for time and it's only just come out. They've been watching it. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Which is mad, because that probably means like it shows there's eyes everywhere. But I want to know. I want with that now. I need to see however many there was. 232.
232.
Right, I need to see all 232 bets, right? And I need to see what happened in those games. Listen,
you know the Brentford.
Do you know what pisses me off?
You know the Brentford.
They shouldn't have stopped it, right? And they should have let the pussy hole bet on this weekend against City, and maybe they wouldn't have won. Like,
do you know though? The Brentford owner is actually an owner of a bet company.
Well, yeah, their sponsor is a gambling
Hollywood
company.
Bet,
oh yeah,
Oh, there you go. It's on the top. Yeah, Hollywood Bet.
This is mad for them.
Yeah. So it is going to be mad. But Mike, touching on the Glazer. I want to ask you a question before we get KL in.
Yeah.
So obviously you've seen the clip where Ronaldo says about the Glazers and so forth. They're not that great, or they don't care. I said on Saeed's show earlier, big up Saeed in that at the Content Awards as well, and Cass as well. Cass is on with me on Friday.
I saw Cass playing the football.
Yeah, the table. Big up Cass in that. By the way, D1, I'm doing a World Cup draft tomorrow. So I see your question, World Cup draft tomorrow, and then Cass is on with me on Friday doing a predictor. But yeah, Mike, I wanted to ask you, do you think his message of calling out the Glazers will actually have much of an impact? Because me, Saeed, and Faz are having a proper debate about this earlier. Because if Ronaldo done the interview in general and just said, you know what, the Glazers, this and that, I think it holds weight because he's just doing an interview about the club and what he feels. The fact that he's not playing great, the fact that he wants to leave, and then he's chucked in his 2 pence about the Glazers, I don't think really it's actually going to have the impact that he probably wanted. What do you think?
Absolutely, bro. We saw David Beckham pull up to Old Trafford with a green and gold scarf, and nothing happened. Like this guy, yeah, okay. We know Ronaldo has a lot to say. Obviously, he's the biggest. He's arguably the biggest athlete on the planet, just not just footballer. And obviously, like people talk about the Coca-Cola thing in the Euros, their like company like stock like just fell that day after. But I think with United, it's a different thing.
It's Sean Goater. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, I think like for me, first of all, a lot of people argue with me on this. Like even Faz, because I was on Faz's like stream on Monday, he argued with me. He's like, "Oh, who cares that his intentions aren't pure?" I'm like, it kind of matters because this guy doesn't care. If he really cared about the Glazers being piss poor owners last season, when he was playing every single 90 minutes and he was scoring 17 goals a season, he would. I know he hinted a little bit at it, but he would have really came out and said it. For me, I think a lot of people said it. He's never loved United. He's only ever loved Sir Alex Ferguson, and that's why he keeps seeing mentioned Sir Alex Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson.
I think you're right because I said this on Sarcasm City yesterday that you basically right. So I could come out and I could speak on something that everyone has a really strong opinion on, and I could be speaking what all of you believe, but then if I then go and drop something that's racist, yeah, then you're going to be like, nah, fuck your whole argument. We don't.
Yeah, you're remembering that.
And for me, it's like you've gone and said too much, and it's now like we don't know what to believe. This is what I'm saying. And what most of us are believing is this isn't about the Glazers, because if this is just about the Glazers and your love for Manchester United, you could have done it as soon as you got to the club, right? Fuck the fact that you were scoring goals and you were
come in and say, "No, I've been here for a month.
out.
Things need to change."
If you are professional and you have a love for Manchester United, fuck the fact you're scoring goals and you're in favour, right? And you've got your old PE teacher as your manager and whatever else, yeah. If you're not happy with the club, call it out then. There is the impact right there, because it's like, rah, this guy's got no reason to say this and he's saying it. Whereas now, you've gone and called out Ralph, right? What, the first manager that dropped you? Cool. You've gone and spoke on Rooney and Neville, two people that criticised you in the public. And it's like all of a sudden, you've gone and basically said Ralph is disrespectful to you when we don't think he has been. It seems like anyone that doesn't say yes to you, you criticize.
Yeah, that's true. So he's actually wrong in his own way.
And then it's kind of like, right. So ultimately, like we've just been speaking on, the Glazers thing, and the one or two bits that are right, you know, the lack of facilities, your love for Fergie, all of that is to get people on your side, on the shit you actually want to talk about. And let's see, here's the key. Everything he's done in this one, it's the second one. The second one will always have the biggest impact. And it's what he says in that. But yeah, listen, Michael, appreciate you calling in as always.
Yeah, Mike, big up, man.
We should get you on for a watch along, maybe when England play USA as well.
I have a lot of stuff to have. I'm ready for that game. I'm rocking my country that one day. Other than that, I don't really care about USA in the World Cup, but that one day, I'm saying MAGA.
You're Team Japan.
I'm Team Japan / Brazil. That's my team.
Brazil, man. I'm Brazil. I can't lie. I get away. That's what I say. I get away. I can say I'm half Brazilian. My name's Ty De Silva for this World Cup. Love that. But Mike, I don't know if we throw that.
Catch you guys later.
Mike, man, I'm just going to get through some of the comments and I'm going to get KL in shortly.
And people, please keep smashing that like button. Anyone else wants to join in, the link below is to become a member in the description. Become a member. Then if you go into the community tab, you will see a link to join the stream. Do you want to get through some comments?
I'll get through some of the comments. Terence, I see your comment there. Said United have removed the Ronaldo poster from outside Old Trafford.
Well,
you are right, but I believe it's to get ready for the Rugby World Cup final. So yeah, people jumps on that narrative, but I believe it's about the Rugby League final.
Conveniently.
So yeah, just so they know as well.
Sorry, can I just ask? Yeah, of course. How long's that poster been there for?
Start of the season. Yeah.
All right. Have they had anything else going on at the ground during that period? No. Okay, fair enough. There is potential for it.
Yeah, this is about his ego. It's all about attention.
To be fair, they would probably keep it there because of the amount of money it's generating until probably even when he goes.
Yeah, true. How many tourists are there? Yeah, exactly. Big up Solo. He says, I think we could safely say he won't be getting a statue. I like that one. That's very true. He wants to be in control. Big up Majis, another member, should I say? Jessica Lambert, thank you for watching, Jessica. She said he came back for Fergie. People been telling him how amazing he is his entire life.
Yeah.
Brazil shirts on the way. Yeah, big up Alex watching, man. Hope you're blessed, bro. 5 minutes away around the corner. I love that. Ronaldo is the biggest fraud in football. Daps, is Terrace Colt good?
Yeah, Terrace. So if you're meaning the quality of the stuff, it's sensational. Absolutely sensational. Top notch. I recommend you go there right now and order your stuff. And listen, I like my brands, right? But right now you're seeing I am rocking a lot of Terrace Colt because it's very good quality,
hat on now,
honestly.
actually.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, for the winter,
You're about to take the hat off.
I'm getting a trim on Friday, but the gloves as well. The gloves are sensational, and you can even still use your phone while you're wearing them as well. So
sick.
Yeah, sick.
Oh, love
Proper.
that. Yeah, that's sick. Big up Jamie as well. I see you doing a few comments today as well. Big up Jamie, man, watching as well. Hope you're well, Jamie. Bro. I love your message as well. I think it's him that messaged me on Instagram, innit? Yeah, real
Jamie's
one,
an
man.
elite human being.
Yeah, lovely human being, Jamie, man. Keep shining, brother, and stay positive, man. Love that. But yeah, guys, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing. Just quickly give you a little rundown. Cass is at the Content Awards tonight, so he'll be back on Friday. Tomorrow, me, Statman, Saeed, and Mo will be doing a World Cup draft. 1 player per team. And you guys who are watching are going to actually vote who's the best team. So yeah, just so you have a heads up, vote for me in it. But yeah, 5 o'clock tomorrow, World Cup draft. And then I think 3:30 or 4 o'clock on Friday, me and Cass are going to be doing a World Cup predictor. So we're going to basically predict who comes first and second in each group, going through to the knockouts and then into the final. And then, like I say, from next week onwards, we're all going to be in the studio. Sometimes 4 of us, sometimes 2 of us, sometimes 3 of us. But we're going to be doing watch-alongs and everything from here as well. So make sure you guys keep getting involved. But thank you for your support. We're going to bring in KL now. I know you've been waiting for a minute. So do you know what? First of all, big up KL for waiting this whole time, man. Hope you're blessed, bro. Halfway through the week. We're there, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How you doing, Ty? How you doing, Daps?
I'm good.
Thank you, bro.
That's good, man. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm good.
Lovely. Have you watched the interview? Have you seen like Michael? Have you seen snippets? Have you like Sid? Have you seen the full thing so far?
No, I watched the full interview, yeah.
Okay. Wait, I'm just trying to think. Are you a Chelsea fan?
Yeah, and AC Milan.
Yeah, that's it. I remember now because you want to DM me and then I sent you the link to that. So I was just thinking, I was looking at you, I was thinking, yeah, I remember now. So what do you think? Do you know what? As a neutral, it's quite interesting to obviously get your thoughts because Sid was a Chelsea fan and we're talking about obviously Chelsea potentially getting him and then obviously Man United had Michael on. You're a Chelsea fan, so you can either go with the angle of what you think about the interview or you could even touch on what me, Daps, and Sid were talking about. Would you want Ronaldo? Can you see it happening? Talk on what you want, bro.
Yeah, so with the interview, obviously watching it, I didn't think anything Ronaldo said was too controversial. Obviously, he spoke on the situation with his family, the loss of his baby boy, the daughter situation. Spoke about the standards falling off at the club when he came back, the technology stuff and everything about there's been no progression at Manchester United compared to like the previous clubs been at Real Madrid and Juventus, isn't it? So if I'm looking at that, I don't think that's nothing too controversial. I think many United fans knew that there wasn't clear progression on the club, even that sort of sector as well. The stuff about Rooney as well, I thought it wasn't really too mad as well because I thought to myself, looking at it overall, Rooney's his friend. Well, they seem like they're friends. Obviously, both of the kids pay for the academy, they spend time with each other, they socialize. And obviously, Rooney has come out and made constructive criticism, which I do agree on. It is right. The criticism he has given to Ronaldo is fair. But at the same time, if you're not saying to his face when you're in the house, you actually, interact with him, you've actually seen him multiple times since he's been back in Manchester, I kind of find it a bit shady, and I can see where Ronaldo's kind of a bit confused.
That is a good take.
Yeah, I do get that.
You know what?
Would you pop in man's yard though and just
no, 100%, yeah. Because I do hear that if you are comfortable enough to go and leave your children, because he said picking up his children from my house. If you are comfortable enough to leave your children at someone's house, then that's a really good point.
It's a really good point, man.
And also, right, so if I'm not comfortable enough to leave my children at your house, but I'm still comfortable enough to be in this
perimeter,
that is snaky if you then go and do it.
Yeah. You'd rather man say to you, do you know what? I might say this on TV,
bit of
but
advice.
bro,
bro, you know what? Bit of advice. The way you're moving is mad, bro. Like me and you, obviously, we've played together for years, and I respect you as a player. But bro, this is a bit mad because you know what? Last night we were speaking on it, and there is a relevance to it. When you were just speaking about the stuff his family have been through, I was thinking, that is some deep stuff he was talking on today.
Yeah,
Right?
it was.
That
yeah.
is the type of stuff that for me, an interview just on that,
Could be
talking
an
on that,
interview alone.
could be an interview alone and could have a lot of impact and could help a lot of people, right? Unfortunately, in this day and age right now, and I'm thinking as we watched it, that I'm quite an emotional guy, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking over that at the other stuff. And that's not good because that is, you know what, football's all great and all of that, but losing children, having children unwell
Nothing
is deeper
compares,
than anything to do with football.
Yeah.
And we've just, like, the world is kind of ignoring that to talk on the football side. So it's kind of even with that. And I'm not going to blame Ronaldo on that because we were speaking last night. And when you go through a lot of stuff, it can impact your mental health. And if we think about it, recently, Ronaldo, for me, has been acting a bit out of character. Ultimate professional most of his life.
Yep.
It's out of character. But when you go through bad things, you act out of character. So there is a relevance to that. And I just think he has got a point. If Rooney has been in his face and Rooney ain't said nothing.
Well, it's like you going, it's like us man going on and talking about one of it, saying, do you know what? Oh, on streams, that for me is a bit mad sometimes, but me not saying, Daps, you know what? I think you moved a bit mad here. That is literally it.
Yeah, that is it. That is exactly what it is. That's a really good point. That is a good point.
That is a very, do you know what? I'm glad you kind of raised that because I think you've got a few people probably in the comments probably thinking as well about sort of the same situation. So do you think Rooney should have gone about it differently and basically spoke to Ronaldo before and then said, you know what? I might be going on Sky Sports or whatever. Or basically, you're not even that. Just speak to him about it. So then if he does say it in the media, Ronaldo can't watch that and say, well, he didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I felt like he should have just spoke to him about it before. Like, you know what? I don't think right now the way you're playing, the way you're handling the business, you know, with the whole club and your frustrations towards, you know, Ten Hag is the right way. You know, I don't think, you know, you're kind of creating the best image of yourself. I feel like you may need to pattern up, just handle yourself much better. So if he done that, I thought that Ronaldo would have been aware, you know, okay, cool. My good friend, good teammate, respectable guy. You know, I won many stuff with him. So I can take criticism from him in it, like generally than any other person that I may not know or hasn't had a respectable, great career as Rooney's had. And obviously to kind of hear all the criticism through the media, you know how the media can sometimes twist it and, blow up proportion and make it look like, Rooney's proper going like really negative on Ronaldo. I think that kind of adds a bit of an incentive.
Yeah, you're right.
And
you know
you know what?
very hot-headed.
They're clever. Again, media
and
being
it's
clever.
how much does Ronaldo actually, or has someone gone to him and said, Rooney's been talking about you?
Yeah.
Or has someone actually gone there?
I reckon someone actually
and gone,
said
right, so this is exactly what Rooney has said.
Certain people like Rooney, I reckon.
Do you know what I mean? Because I can't imagine, like, we all know mainly, especially someone like Ronaldo, I mean, he's not going to be able to keep up with his Twitter feed, right?
Yeah,
there's not a chance in hell. I think they said earlier, something like 3 billion followers or something mad like that. He ain't going to be able to keep up with it. He probably doesn't even run it himself. And also, if you are in the public eye, sometimes you'll be like, I'll be honest, when I go on bigger channels, I'm learning to not read the comments because I know there's going to be people saying, Southern accent City fan, that type of shit. And me being me, I'll get rattled. So I don't bother going on there no more. So that's me. Ronaldo, 3 billion followers. He's going to be like, too much negative. I don't want that in my life. So he just gets fed what he gets fed by yes men. And they will come to him and say, Rooney said this, and that's it.
So this comment here is interesting. Coming back to it, says you could use Ronaldo's own logic. We've only heard it from Ronaldo's side. Think you need to hear Rooney's side of it to also form a proper opinion.
But I don't think Rooney will.
But I don't think there needs to be an opinion. Rooney's judging in. I get the comment, which I don't disagree with the comment, but I feel like because Rooney's talking on him as a footballer, you don't need to sort of hear an opinion. I think Rooney's given his opinion by saying, do you know what? I think he needs to be moved on. I think Man United are better off without him. And personally, I think he's right. So I don't feel like Rooney's not coming at him as a person. Do you know what I mean? He's actually just talking on footballing ability. At the end of the day, if these pundits or whoever it is on these BT Sports or Sky Sports don't talk in these players honestly, there's no point in even having a pundit show. You might as well just have the game and lock it off at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is the thing that they're doing their job. Like, it's I've always been like, you see when Klopp, there's one time where Klopp, I think he got asked a question and he started saying, how are you even employed? Like, how are you even employed to be asking questions like that? And I'm like, that's his job. Yeah. His job is to ask you questions like that. You can't react. And actually, his job is to make you react like this. That is, so he is asking the perfect question. So when you say, how are you even employed to be asking questions like that? he's probably got raised by asking you questions like that because he's just got the reaction that he gets paid to get. And this is a thing. People are feeding Ronaldo. I do think, though, there is an element of it. What? Go on, read it.
Jessica says, when he was talking about losing children, all I could think of was David Silva and how City flew him home to be with his 25th week old baby. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so it was on the what's it called? So it was on the Amazon Prime show, and basically there was a Christmas period where Silva 1 week would be playing, next week wouldn't. And it was really next week not even in the squad, and no one knew what it was because it was kept. Obviously Silva had said, and then on the thing it was like there's things behind the scenes of Pep doing a team talk, and he's speaking with his coaches, saying like how's his wife and whatever, and then saying to the team, listen, football's great, but right now today one of your team is at home with their unwell child. Like, so today is about David Silva because, like, you're lucky that you've got to play football, right? Yeah. But I was going to say, can you remember a couple of years ago, your boy?
Yeah.
I think he had a child.
Yeah, Mourinho, pre-season. Martial went off to see the birth of his child. Mourinho kicked up a fuss.
And Martial was like, family's more important.
Yeah, and he dipped out.
And when I heard the Ronaldo stuff, I'm like, the club does have some form on this. That it's like,
forgot about that one.
Like they do have that where it's kind of like, and you do. I think the difference here is, I'm not saying City's owners wouldn't have that, but you need Pep definitely would turn to the owner and say, no. We need happy players. We need players with minds. Ten Hag would be the same. Whereas Mourinho would be like, I'm the boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss. Yeah, that's the difference.
I do think managers have a say on it, but
it's interesting. Just quickly, D1, I'll talk to you. I'll answer that tomorrow. Ask me tomorrow when I do the draft, because I've got to find, there's a few different websites I use. So when we do the predicted 11 stuff, I'll show you that as well. Big up Brianna as well. I know obviously you support the channel. We love that. Pep said family come first and made sure Silva was looked after. Ben Chowdo is done. Clips made Ronaldo look worse in the actual interview, and I'm a Messi fan.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I'm a Man United fan, of course, Robin.
100%.
Part two is out tomorrow.
Even the clip, and I will say, usually you can judge TV programs and interviews by the cliffhangers, and the cliffhangers were not even that bad, to be frank with you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Big up Sean for watching as well. Big up everyone that's watching, by the way. 120 of you here been throughout the whole show on a Wednesday night for a call-in show. Make sure if you want to get involved, you become a member down below. Click the link, and then you can get the call-in access link as well. Just want to ask you, KL, before you go as well. Would you want Ronaldo at Chelsea, by the way?
You managed to avoid the initial question.
Yeah. Would I want Ronaldo at Chelsea? No, I wouldn't personally. I don't feel like right now he's up to the current standards of playing at the club. I don't even think he's better than Aubameyang right now. That's how bad it is, if I'm being honest with you. So I wouldn't want him at Chelsea. Look, I respect the guy. I think obviously, he's had a great career, one of the greatest of all time. But like what United fans have been saying, I think it's not hard to kind of really tell. He's just not the same player that he was 3-4 years ago.
It probably sets you back more than matching moving forward. That's how I think.
I think with Chelsea, we need to move forward. Like, we're in a kind of a similar predicament to you, man. Like, we actually need to move forward. We actually need to kind of just get players in that are actually gonna, put this team where we should be, back to compete for the league, winning trophies, be more consistent again. So I don't think Ronaldo is the caliber of player that we need to kind of fulfill our goals. And again, like, I think he just brings all the unnecessary drama, which I don't think is
baggage with him.
It's just long, isn't it? So I don't think Bowley should really be serious about going into him come, January.
We will see. Only about 6 weeks, then we'll find out.
Yeah, transfer window not long to open. Before you go, actually, just quickly plug your Twitter, man. Let people know where they can find you, unless they want to follow you and all that, man.
Cool. So my Twitter is KO_LDN08. So that's my Twitter. I'm quite active in there, so you can follow me. Talk about football, basketball, sports, tennis. Yeah. Even wrestling at times. So
tennis, man, love that. Yeah, I'm big on my tennis as well, man. Now that's weird. Yeah, we're big on our tennis, man. Yeah, I love that, man.
I bet I could beat both of you, by the way.
No chance. No chance.
No. Right then. No. That's the summer one. We can do some tips.
Yeah. Ready,
you lot are underestimating.
We'll get you down, KO. Come through the tournament. You lot are underestimating.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Love that. But now, big up for coming on. And then obviously, you've been on before, and that's so bless up every time, and we'll catch you soon, definitely.
It, man.
Big up, man.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Love that every single time. We're gonna do a couple more people. We're hitting an hour now, so we'll probably do two more people waiting, which is perfect. Ollie's been waiting for a minute as well, man. He's got his headphone, he's ready, man. So bring Ollie in. Let's see what he's got to say.
What are you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you guys, man?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Did you find it? Did you find it funny when he said that the physio was still using magic sponges in Man United? It's 22.
What did he say?
He said, I messed around. I messed with you.
No, I'm thinking, I must have zoned out.
No, but you know what? Joking aside, some of the tweets that have been going around this week, have been better than what was actually said. Like the one about like Soup said earlier that they just lost a game, and when everyone came in, when everyone was pissed off, and Sancho was like, "Who's billing it?"
Yeah. Too funny, man.
Or when he walked in the canteen and Sancho and Shaw were eating some chocolate gatto, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Not my ting, cuz, not my ting."
Oh, it's brilliant. Where are you based, Ollie, by the way? You based in the UK? Whereabouts?
I'm based in the UK in Surrey.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, down south as well, like us, man. Oh, well, big up for coming on.
Big
appreciate
up,
it. Who do you support, by the way? First time I've seen you on the stream, so.
Yeah, man. FC Nantes. Let's just go with that. It's a running joke. It's a running joke with Kaz. Seriously. Yeah, he's still trying to figure out who I support.
It's like Kaz supports Norwich anyway, so don't worry.
Exactly. Real talk is Arsenal, but we'll keep it.
Fair play. Well, you know what? I'm going to open the book. We've spoken on Ronaldo quite a bit. Do you want to touch on Ronaldo? Or do you want to touch on Arsenal, their title race? Man City here. But what do you want to
let's touch on both of them actually. And the reason I'm going to say this is this, right? And I think we have talked about it a little bit before, but at the start of the whole thing with Aubameyang, right? Twitter went through with it. And it's funny because Piers Morgan is the one doing all this. And he's on Twitter saying, "Oh, why aren't you playing Aubameyang? Sack Arteta, right?" And you remember Arteta came in and everyone mocked him when he said, "Oh, I've got the, non-negotiables," right? And this is my problem when Ten Hag brought him back and made him captain. It was like I saw weakness in Ten Hag there. I'm not saying Ten Hag ain't a great coach or nothing, but there was weakness there because he said because with Arteta saying non-negotiables with Ten Hag, it made it like, no, this is negotiable. You can disrespect me and still come back.
Very fucking good point. Do you know what? Do you know why that's such a good point? Because I had a debate with someone this week about it when they were basically saying, the way Arteta handed Aubameyang on Amazon Prime, where you saw Edu and them lot saying, fan favourite, big player, are you sure? And he was like, non-negotiable, right? And I was back in Ten Hag saying, but to be fair to Ten Hag, we don't know if the same thing hasn't happened at Man United because the Glazers will never let Amazon see if it's happened. However, you are spot on. If I was personally fighting against something and said, do you know what? Because my opinion was, he might have had the conversation with Edu and them and said, do you know what? I'll give him one chance. But there's no way you'd say, I'll give him one chance and I'll make him captain. That is like, I don't want to be bad because my opinion on Ten Hag.
No, I really like Ten Hag. You actually do.
It is kind of beg-friendish.
Do you know what?
It's kind of
You
beg-friendish.
know what's made me think?
Have the captaincy because I want you on my side.
And do you know what, Olu? When I look at that now, which I think is a great comment.
It's a good olive branch, but it's a beg-friend.
Yeah, and as a Man United fan here, could I sit here and say that if this was any other player, would he have done that? Probably not. The fact that it's Ronaldo, obviously, he's giving him the captaincy, I don't think it would have been any other. I know Bruno was out that game, but you could have said, you know what, Casemiro, I know you've not been in long enough, but, you're an experienced player. I'll give it to you. Or De Gea, even in goal. De Gea, I know he has his flaws and sometimes makes a mistake, but he's actually had a solid season so far. You could give it to someone like De Gea, who's been here a long time. So I feel like if it was any other player, I don't think Ronaldo actually gets the captaincy. Which I think is a great point. But someone coming back to you in the comments, big up Mo as well. Love that, Mo. Obviously on with you tomorrow. Someone goes here. What do you think to this? I think the armband could have been a gift from Ten Hag to Ronaldo for his last game.
You don't do that, man. You don't do that because the thing is that if you manage people, right, and then you're saying to people as you're managing, look, I'm gonna take some of my principles and put it to the side for sentiment. People are gonna walk all over you. And you're talking about footballers who've got loads of money. It's not like us, who are not earning millions. You're talking about people, millionaires, basically. And now they're saying, okay, this guy's soft. There's something public.
Champions League final, Aguero.
What happened?
Pep didn't start him.
Oh, yeah.
And it was sentiment. It was like...
Yeah, because it was like, he's leaving. That was his last game, wasn't it? Was his last game?
Let me be clear. I would have started him, but
that was his last game at the club.
Yeah. I personally would have started him.
Okay,
but there's no with Pep. Ultimately, there's no sentiment. Like,
yeah.
It's not that. This is a Champions League final. Yeah, this is for the best of the team. Like I said, for me, even if I didn't start Aguero, he definitely would have been coming on earlier. But it does show that as a manager, you have to make strong decisions. And for him to give him the armband, that's a very good point.
Do you know what? Now I'm thinking, right, the long term, right? So I believe, Ollie, obviously, this is the best manager for me since Ferguson's come in. I really am buying into Ten Hag. I believe in the time. I'm going to give him all that. But
sorry, I'm going to find a stream and post a link soon, yeah?
Believe in the time.
Early on, we were talking about when Ralph got hired, yeah? And this guy, Baines, Avellino, had a party, bro. They were pulling out Champions Leagues and all sorts, yeah? They believed in Ralph as well, yeah?
I was going to say with that, yeah. You guys, yeah, Man United fans were saying so much. Oh, he taught what's called Klopp. He taught. I was like,
I know.
I was like,
he invented, bro. Apparently, Ralph invented life. Yeah,
he taught Klopp. He taught Tuchel. He taught
the Delhi.
What's a little bit of pregnant? You're either pregnant or you're not. But no.
This.
Is that an actual saying?
Yeah, you know,
that is an official.
Ralph said that. Yeah. You know what? I want to just ask you, because what you just said has made me think, as a Man United fan, the long-term effect it could have. Now, so I look at it two ways. I feel like the players are ready for Ronaldo to move on, to be honest. I feel like even Bruno Fernandes, his co-patriot of the country level, plays better without Ronaldo. He's better with Rashford and Martial and stuff to have a better connection. However, with Ten Hag giving Ronaldo the captaincy for the Villa game, obviously it not working out, do you feel like he might have rubbed up, even though the players seem like they're all on board, they're all on sync, they're believing in the Ten Hag project, but now this Ronaldo's interviews come out after, obviously, the captaincy and stuff like that, do you think there might be a couple of players that deep down have a side eye on Ten Hag, but it will never come out because everyone's singing the same violin at the moment, playing the same violin at the moment. But do you think there might be pulling the same strings? But do you think some people might have a side eye view of that because he's obviously given them the captaincy and now he's done the interview? Do you think that could be something?
Listen, I'll say no doubt. And the reason why I say no doubt is this, right? Is you've given a string. You said basically, like, I can move this much, right? And you know, think about human beings. Like, if anyone's got kids, right, would know that if you tell a kid, right, don't do something, but you give them a little bit of leeway, they'll take the piss. They'll take the piss a little bit more. They'll take a little piss a little bit more.
Yeah, trust me, I know, bro.
Exactly. And with Ten Hag, it's like, again, you're dealing with millionaires, and with millionaires who are essentially kids still, because they don't have life experiences the same way all of us do, right? They don't go through the trenches the same way we do, right? They've got money straight away. For them, it's like, okay, right, first of all, I'm going to listen to this guy. Then it's going to be, in fact, we saw about what Aubameyang said about, he wants kids in the dressing room who listen and not people who've got an opinion, basically. You can see the mentality of some people when they've got money. And the problem is that now with Man United is that there's going to be a certain number of people who will listen to him. But someone like Bruno, for example, that's the first person that comes to mind in terms of his attitude. You can see that he whines all the time. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, let's say he goes through a problem with Ten Hag. He's going to think, well, you treat Ronaldo this way. I'm the main guy. I should be able to get the same leeway. And then it starts to seep through. And the problem with Man United for the past couple of years is basically no one has reined it in. Ten Hag might be the first person who's tried to rein it in.
Yeah, definitely.
But now with Ronaldo, it's like now you're giving a little bit of you've given a little bit of a chink in armor. And Mo asked the question before, have I dealt with it? Yeah, I've dealt with managing people, and you have to be able to say this is the line that I don't want you guys to step. Once you step that line,
100%.
There's no crossing past it.
I've had to do it before, where I personally like to manage people in a way where I'm very, I'll give them their leeway, and I would hope that means that if I have to ask for a favor, they'll work for me, because I'm not going to crack the whip for no reason. But the minute someone's maybe taking my kindness for weakness, it's like I have to pull in front of everyone, pull you in an office and lay down and use some language that probably I shouldn't use, but let it know. If you want me to be 100% professional, cracking the whip all the time, I will do. But it will be on you and everyone, right? You don't want that. You would rather be more relaxed. But if one person steps out of line, you have to do it. You have to, or you're being walked all over. And I think Ten Hag. I do think until now, I thought Ten Hag had handled it right until you brought up the captaincy. And I do agree with that. The captaincy was one step too far for me. It was like there's no need for that.
And it kind of went under the radar as well because the interview hadn't come out yet.
And now was it in the
that was in the league against Villa.
And in this, I was going to say in this game as well, like having sentiments basically as a manager, especially as a manager of a top club, is something you're not meant to have. Like it sounds inhumane, but you're managing Man United, the biggest club in England.
I actually feel like Ollie though. That's only the first time that he's shown sentiment. He's been ruthless in selection. He's been ruthless in plays. But to Ronaldo, that was the one. It's the one. I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? If I could pick one,
I think it's because it's one out. I think if you imagine it right, I think going there, I'm going to try and get this guy on the side. So he's allowed Ronaldo to do certain things that other players wouldn't be allowed to do, right? But there's doing things you shouldn't do, and there's fucking dipping before the game.
Exactly.
Right? Actually, they're doing all that.
I was going to say, do you remember
at that point, you have to get him. This is Ronaldo, because if you're letting him get away with that, this guy is going to take the absolute piss. Literally.
Do you remember in pre-season? There's in pre-season where he almost like he rolled his eyes. I don't know if it's Ten Hag or no, it was Ten Hag. He rolled his eye in training at Ten Hag, and that was the first time I saw. And I thought,
that when they're having a group discussion, yeah,
they're having a discussion, and he rolled his eye. And you think he doesn't have respect for this guy, and think of it this way: he's asking Ten Hag to earn his respect, not the other way around. He's not.
That's the manager.
Ten Hag should be saying, "You're earning my respect. If you're going to play, you have to show. You have to earn my respect." He looked at it the other way, and then that has an effect on the dressing room, because then why does Bruno not feel like, okay, he's a superstar? Why doesn't Anthony, who comes in, Anthony's worked for him, so maybe that's slightly different. Why does he think he's a superstar once he starts hitting numbers, right? Why doesn't Martial, who we know can be a bit moody, think he's a superstar? He's thinking, I'm the only striker here. When I play, you guys play better with me, so screw it. Like, now you got to give me the leeway. So that's the problem. Is like, again, I'm not criticizing Ten Hag because I think he's actually a good coach. I think he's a really good coach, and he's shown all the things that United need.
And you've got to be honest, and that is an area where
that's
I think
the mistake.
You have got a valid point.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that I'm at the moment as well. Just this is slightly different, but on YouTube, right? When you have honest football debates, you say one thing negative about anyone, you're being really critical. Yeah. And I'm finding this at the moment. This after last weekend, I've had to say a few things about Man City that I have to be careful, because City fans are like, oh, you're not real. You're criticising. It's like, well, yeah, we just lost the game. We have to understand that, it is confusing why Pep didn't make a substitute when all of us could see it. So it is, you're being fair. And I agree with you. Ten Hag has shown me so much good signs. And we have to be fair. This is handling the biggest superstar in the world, right? So if his one flaw is the way he's handled Ronaldo,
and I think he's actually handled Ronaldo brilliantly. You think about the subs, obviously, the pre-season, and it's just this one captaincy, which, to be honest, if we can fight him on that, then I'll accept that. As a Man United fan, I can accept it. If handling the captaincy is the wrong thing, but the rest of it, you've done it right, cool, Ten Hag, you've won the battle. And at the end of the day, Man United are going to be far better off now.
Yeah. I mean, I have my concerns about how the Pep Haaland thing because when you've got a manager that is elite, and then you've got one of the biggest superstars in the world,
you've got an ego who really believes himself.
You do have to worry about these things. So right, before we move on, because we've got one more person to get in as well, we'll put the last. Always going now. He'll probably pop back.
Yeah, can I just quickly answer this quickly? Just D1, I know he always brings in questions. I want to know your thoughts on Elanga. Yeah, big up D1 every single time. Elanga for me is surplus the requirements. I think he's a squad player for now. But when you look at Garnacho, Sancho, who will come better, of course, you've got Anthony, you've got Rashford there. That's 4 wingers, and we'll get another one. That's 5 for depth. Elanga, for me, he's not good enough. And I actually call him the Black Daniel James. No disrespect.
What, Daniel James? He scored against you at the weekend.
Exactly. Can I answer that? As an Arsenal fan, listen, My United fans need to start holding some of their players to the fire as well, because the same way Arsenal fans have done with Saka, and we've played him, like, essentially, we've played him now for 2 years, and he's now become the player he's become. The same thing has happened to the young players at United and some of the other clubs, because all I keep hearing sometimes when people talk about young players in the team is they're young. And I'm like, well, that's an excuse, because Arsenal have managed to put 2 or 3 young players who are now essentially established themselves. You think of Smith Rowe, you think of Martinelli, you think of Saka, right? Even on the back, something like Gabriel, they've started to actually establish themselves in the first team. So why should that be an excuse for another team not to be able to bleed in?
No, there you go. Truth. Simple. I was about to ask you, Olu. I was about to ask you that. Daps, you just nailed it.
You
can see when players are good enough. Don't tell me that Saka, Martinelli, or Elanga. Like, don't disrespect your team like that, man.
I'm not. I'm just.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. You just said Smith Rowe, and admittedly, look,
He's looking chubby now. Have you seen him?
Well, I always say this. I predominantly watch my club. Yeah, I do. I'm a single man. I get to watch more football, which is nice, right? But Smith Rowe, is he out of favour at your club right now?
No, he's been injured for time.
He's been injured, but I think it's a weird one. I think Arteta goes through stages where he just decides he's going to change the way he's going to play the game. So, for example, you look at Toney now. For a long time, Toney was the first choice left back. Now Zinchenko, and then Tomiyasu, when he came back, started playing. And now Toney doesn't look like he's getting a go. And I think, to some extent, it's almost the Pep thing. You know, when Pep starts to tinker a little bit, and you start saying, why are you playing the same players they should be playing over and over again? I think Arteta's now doing that with Smith Rowe, where...
Well, you know what? I'm telling you, with centre-backs, my honest opinion is don't fucking tinker. And it's pissed me off with how Pep is tinkering so much. I do see that it could help us later in the season when all of our centre-backs have already played with each other. That they've got that little bit. But for me, with Zinchenko and Tierney, that's what Zinchenko's used to. Cancelo, Zinchenko.
Rotating.
Yeah.
I wish we had. I've been open about it this week. I wish we'd never got rid of Zinchenko.
Yeah, you've been
over all of
strong
them.
with that.
Over all of them. Over Jesus, Sterling, Zinchenko. For me right now, Zinchenko is the one I wish we kept because right now Walker's injured, right? I was saying we need cover for right back as well. But the beauty is if we had Zinchenko, he'd be playing left back. Cancelo would be playing right back, right? Zinchenko is a fighter. Give him an opportunity, he rises, right? For me, of all of them, Jesus second, Sterling third, which is mad when you look at the numbers. But for me, Zinchenko to City this season, we miss him, man. And we were paying him 20 grand. We could have upped that by maybe 40 grand and kept him. I honestly think Pep respected him so much that he wanted to let him get. Which I respect, but for me as a City fan, I miss Zinchenko, man. Of all of them, I miss him the most.
No, he's been quality. I think any Arsenal fan who doesn't say he's been quality for us is so lying to himself. I think he's brought something different.
His fitness back, Holly, though. I think against Chelsea he got subbed off, and then I think he nearly gave the ball away against Wolves. He looked a bit tired, but do you know what? I'm not going to say that means he's a bad player.
It's going to happen.
He's a bit tired naturally. Do you know what? I'm just going to get through a couple of comments, Holly, and I've got a question for you with Arsenal as well.
Okay.
Big up Jedi as well. He says Ronaldo should have never left Real Madrid. It was a perfect club for him. CJ, you might disagree with this.
Would he still be playing?
I'll take Ronaldo. No.
He wouldn't.
No, I don't think he'd be starting.
That's why he left.
I'll take Ronaldo at Arsenal to the end of the season just to do a Van Persie. Bill up Rico as well. I know you're a new member.
Do a Van Persie now, though.
Yeah, I know exactly. He can't. Yeah, he's not even that clinical anymore. Yes, Rico as well. I love that man. One of the new members, Roms as well. Yes, I am happy about the Ronaldo situation. I want him gone, but yes, Smith Rowe is looking like a dumpling. Love that. Big up Solo. Says hit the like button. People run up the likes 100%. Reece Nelson's better than Elanga. Yes,
I was actually going to say that as well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. Elanga's for me. Elanga's
he's not good. He's just not good. Yes, Daps never wanted Zinchenko to go, and he didn't want to leave. He even said so. 100% agree with you, Daps. We really do miss Zinchenko. Zinny is a baller. I want to ask you, Olu, about Arsenal in this title race. Right. So the first,
are you rubbing your hands together? Hold on. So before you ask your question, let me get this out there. Are you in a title race?
Yeah. Of course, we're in a title race. Listen, day one of a league, everyone's in a title race.
Comments, it's your time.
No, listen, everyone is in a title race in day one. Now, what happens for a season? No, listen what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, no. Through the season, it starts to filter off. Then the teams start to drop off, right? So for day one, everyone's in a title race. By day 30, you might have 2 teams left in the title race. Right now, 14 games gone. Yes, we're in a title race. Now, does it mean you're going to win it? No. And I think this is what I hate with football fans. The fear of saying we might win the league. It's like, why be a fan then? Like, if you don't believe, why be a fan?
Do you know what it is? I'll back it. They're managing their mental health, right? They're setting expectations in their mind.
This kid's listen. I was watching Arsenal when Bruce Rioch was our manager, so I've seen dark days as well, right? This isn't new to me.
Dark days. You haven't seen dark days.
Of course, I mean, as a City fan, you were playing Crew Alexander and teams like that. I get that, but the point I'm making is this: if you don't have belief, like what's the point of supporting a team? What's the point of supporting football or watching football if you don't think or believe you're going to win the league? So I think we're in a title race. Are we going to win it? Possibly not. But listen, I'm not going to stop believing. Leicester fans probably never believed they could win the league until they won the league. So why should Arsenal fans at least enjoy the ride?
And just to back that as well, there was a really good, and it's doing the rounds on social media, a conversation about, do Arsenal have world-class players, right? And someone was like, no. And I was like, you know what? And I said, when David Silva arrived at Manchester City,
I really rated him, but not everyone would have
called him world class because Drifty was saying Martinelli is very good, he's not world class, right?
Yeah,
Jesus is very good, not world class.
Yeah,
right.
Fair.
But you would then say when Silva joined City, maybe very good, not world class. But what you need to, if as a group of players,
but then to become
the minute
world class,
you win a trophy, all of a sudden, like right now, Saliba is a good defender, right?
Yeah,
if you
wouldn't say world class right now, but he's got the ability to be.
Definitely the ability, more than the ability.
Yeah. 100%.
He wins a Premier League. He's going to be labelled world class, 100%. So I hear you. Look, I think you should be saying you're in a title race.
Ask him the question. I thought you.
You want the real one?
No, I want you to ask him. Do you think Arsenal have got world class players?
Hell no.
But for me, for me,
I didn't know if you did or not.
Because my whole view is,
I'm glad that he said that.
What
do you think they have?
What is world class? This is my whole thing. What is
exactly?
I don't know.
Exactly. Wait.
Like,
okay.
World class is like either say that you have a position, you're in the top like 6 for your position, like top.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of this way.
Someone else might say top 7.
Yeah, but I think
so,
I don't know.
I'll put it this way: if you're making a Ward 11, and you can say this person can definitely make a Ward 11, they're world class.
Best one in your position.
No. But if you're one of like 3 or 4 people that you can interchange into Ward 11, world class.
3 or 4 suits. How many are you saying, bro?
We're in the top 6 in the world.
Top 6, top 3 or 4. How many are you saying? Right. 3. So can you see how all of a sudden this world class is mad? I think 6 is a really good number. I do think 6 is a good number. And do Arsenal have anyone in the top 6?
No.
And can I be I'm gonna be salty. For example, Spurs fans have said Son is world class. I've always said Son isn't world class. Son is a purple patch player who's amazing at certain times, but world class. Would you say, if I said to you, would you take Mbappe or Son? Who are you going to take?
You take Mbappe straight away.
Exactly, right? You're going to think twice about it.
Drifty said Liverpool at their best had 8 world-class players, and I'd struggle to
Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson. I'll probably have to say.
See, Robertson, you'd say in the top 6 left backs.
Yeah,
potentially.
I would. Alisson, definitely 100% best.
They might.
Yeah, they probably got 6 or 7. I think 6 or 7 is fair. City have got a good few.
Can we do it on City quick?
Okay, so we'll go with. I think you have to put. Would you put Edison in there? That's tough, but
then here's the thing.
The top keeper,
world class based on the system you play.
Yeah.
Because if you're playing the play out from the back where it's all about trusting in the goalkeeper, yes, you would.
I think
but then if you're talking about you're put on the rope shot stopper, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's this world class thing.
I'd actually put in the holding midfield role. I'd actually put Rodri in the top 6.
I would.
So I'll put Rodri in there. I'll put De Bruyne in there.
Bernardo Silva.
Haaland in there.
Is it 8?
I actually put Foden in there. You know, I think he's elite. I don't think no, but
in what position?
But do you know? I just think he's just so good as a player.
Just full stop.
I just think he's
man's playing Foden at right back.
Yeah, I think Cancelo's world class.
Yeah, but that's system as well.
Yeah,
because if you're on the ropes, you don't want him defending.
Cancelo is probably overall as a player better than Trent
and
James.
System. It's relevant to the system and how important it is to your system. Pepper's seen. Yeah, do you agree?
No. I agree with that. I agree there's a system thing, but I also think there's certain times where you just look at a play and you just go, you know what, this person is just
like
way too good.
Yeah. Like you look at a play, you're world class. Any team, you're not gonna. If someone offered me Foden right now, I'm biting their hands off. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't going to you.
I know. Yeah.
He'd banter you. He'd go to your club, shit all over your ground.
You can look at some players.
Because let me like another example for example is again is a weird one, but Jesus Navas for example, who went to Man City for a long time. For a long time, people were thinking people think at Sevilla they're thinking he might be world class, and he came to City and you went actually he's just a basic player. There's no difference between him and someone like Joaquin, right? So sometimes we give people big names, and then reality is that actually like world class is at the end of a career. Like for example, we still talk about Zidane, we still talk about Romario, we still talk about Pele, all the names we talk about, right? Are we going to talk about Jesus Navas in 20 years' time? Hell no. You know what I mean? And so Son might. I said Son. I mean, sorry, Tottenham fans, but Son. We might talk about Son, but I don't see him as like a Ronaldinho.
Are you a fan of Son?
I like Son. I just think he's a proper patch.
Right, Johnny, I was just laughing because someone said D1 sneaking in Grealish. But carry on. So I have to get it up.
I like Son. I think he's a pop. Again, I think he's a purple patch. Oh, Sancho's ass. Sorry.
You know what? I had people in the shows with Said earlier saying, you know, if he never worked out United, they'll take him at Arsenal.
Yeah, those people are they need something else. Look, I feel bad. I feel bad.
Bro,
again, compilations. We fell for compilations.
20 million, and you get Elanga as part of the deal.
Well, we got Reece Nelson already. So what's the point? It's no compilation. It's compilations. It's compilations. It's like there's the problem with football fans. Sometimes we'll watch a few clips. We'll make in our head that they're these kind of players. We don't really watch them that like inside out, and then you watch them, and you go, actually, they're just normal. They're not that special.
Can I just say one thing on Grealish though? And I'm not going to say he's world class right now. I'm not going to do that at all. However, this weekend it was funny because the same people that have been knocking Grealish non-stop were the first ones to be pulling up the stat that City have 100% win rate with Jack Grealish this season.
Raw.
Yeah. Right.
When he starts, yeah?
When he starts.
Cool, okay,
right.
okay.
So, the same thing, Foden. People wanted Pep to start Foden. People want Pep to start youngers all the time. And Pep is like, I don't start players until I trust them, that they're doing. Now, Grealish has been at the club for a season and a third, right?
Yeah.
And Pep starts him, right? So, when Pep isn't starting players unless he believes in them and unless they're doing the job that they're meant to do, right? And Grealish is starting, is he doing what Pep wants him to do? Because if he wasn't, by now, Pep would not be starting him. Then you look at games like the Brentford game where we're struggling to pull Brentford out of position. They're staying firm.
He didn't bring him on.
And all of us, half-time, bring Grealish on because he will drag man out of position and create space. He won't put the cross in for Haaland.
Sorry, I don't want to go off topic.
He won't
Pep never changes stuff when there's stuff.
It's weird.
Like,
very weird.
Yeah, it's weird. When they're losing or drawing, he leaves it. Yeah.
With that, it's like Grealish will never be spoke on. They're pulling people out of position to allow De Bruyne to then put the ball into Haaland. De Bruyne gets the assist. Haaland. It was like I used to say it was Silva, the pass before the pass, right?
Yeah, Modric does that all the time.
But the one thing that City fans have noticed the last 2 or 3 games, and it's come out in an interview, Pep has said to Grealish, "You're doing what I want outside of the box. Don't lose the ball, right? Retention, all the Pep stuff. However, when you get in the box,
be more like
fuck, don't lose the ball. Shoot.
Yeah.
Now Grealish has started shooting more. And I honestly now think if Grealish finds his range, hasn't found it yet, if he finds his range, he's going to be the better Grealish than anyone has ever seen, the more complete Grealish. So I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Give him till the end of the season, and you could see a different level Grealish.
We watched the game as well, the Chelsea game in the Carabao Cup, and even though Grealish didn't score, he was very good.
Same against you, like
6-3. He was so good. So I actually agree that Grealish has not had a bad season as much.
He's not world class though. Top 6 in his position.
He's a unique profile the way he is with his obviously ball carrying and stuff like that.
You're a fan of his size, right? As well. Oh, his calf. Sorry.
He's your version of our Sylvain Wiltord.
Oh, well.
You know what? To be fair, he's scoring a goal and winning the league at Old Trafford.
I'm just saying all the things you said about Grealish in terms of, forget not the ball carrying, right? But all the things about pulling players apart. Because when he played with Henry, he never scored that many goals, but he used to make a lot of runs that would pull defenses apart. And so he was actually, and that's why sometimes Wenger would play him and Henry rather than Bergkamp and Henry, which is the logical thing that people would normally think to play, but he would play him instead because he knew Wiltord is not the sexiest player. Not like, I think Grealish is a different class in terms of ball carrying.
Ty's a fan of,
but it's not the same. He's not the same ball carrying talent, but the ability to pull players out of position. That's what Wiltord used to be good at, and I think you're right. That's what Grealish. And I think Grealish gets
very good at that as well. By the way, Jesus is very good at that as well. Is really good at that.
We're gonna do 5 more minutes because I know we've hit an hour and a half. Still 120 people watching. I'm just gonna reply one thing on the Sancho thing. Not gonna try to defend him here, but I'm kind of a little bit So you said Sancho's arse. I don't believe that he's arse. Obviously, I get it. You're an Arsenal fan.
Double.
Yeah. I don't think he's arse, and I don't think he's got an arse. But yeah, in regards to Sancho, I definitely believe, Olu, that the way we're playing just doesn't suit him right now. I feel like Sancho is a player that is more an 18-yard box player. When you get him in and around the box, he's effective 1-2. I don't feel like he's an explosive winger. When you look at the set Maximin, Sons, Rashfords, your Martinellis, they can get on the byline from the halfway line and run up the pitch. I just feel like Sancho is more in the pockets, link-up play. And when you look at the pre-season, I know you don't watch us probably too much on pre-season. He played out on the right-hand side and was linked up with Martial, and then Rashford was on the left. And he was creative. He was top 3 players for us in pre-season because it made his brain think more. We were getting the ball in the final third. And I just feel like since we've come back to the Prem and we lost them 2 games, Ten Hag has been a bit more pragmatic and sat back a bit more. And that doesn't enable Sancho to play the best part of his game. And I'm not trying to give him an excuse. He's still 80 million. He has to improve. He has to do better. But I feel like
it's the same as I said on Ten Hag. Same as I said on
improves his team and we get more of his players. I think Sancho will be one of the beneficiaries. But let's see.
Look, I think the thing is I had the conversation with Mo where Mo was saying Grealish is shit.
No,
and I was like, bro,
no.
And he goes, no, but what I mean is for the money. I said, so don't use the word shit, bro. You can't use the word shit and then say for the money. I will be the first to say I 100% understand the criticism of Grealish, 100 million, right? Same with Sancho, same with Nunez, right? When a player's that much money, right, there's going to be criticism. Listen, if you're getting the wage you're getting, all of that, take criticism. I do think with Sancho, I agree with you that he suits Ten Hag in probably a year and a half's time.
It's just,
does he have a year and a half?
Yeah,
I don't know if he has a year and a half.
We'll remember this stream. Does he have a year and a half?
Can I'll just make one last point before we lock off anything.
We're going to win the league, yeah?
Of course, we won't win the league, but that's besides the point. No, I was going to say what Sancho reminds me of is I think he is what Hazard was at Chelsea to Real Madrid, as now Dortmund to Man United, in the sense that they worked well in a system in a league, and that might not be as transferable to another system and another league that you might thought should suit him well. Like, because everyone thought
different cuisines and different food options.
Yeah, because everyone, if you think about it, right? Everyone would have thought Hazard going to Madrid, a slower league, he will tear it up because he's playing a faster league,
and he's a ball carrying ability and stuff
exactly.
Like that.
And then same thing with Sancho. You thought, okay, Dortmund, German league is slightly similar to the UK or to the Premier League. All right, yeah. And Man United, who've traditionally played with wingers, yes, he's going to fit perfectly well. And then actually the reality is that it hasn't fit well. So in 2 years' time, he might fit Ten Hag's system. Or it just might be actually another place where there was just a system and there was just a league that was so perfect for him. Pepe, another great example. I mean, of course, I was in the French league.
Yeah, Nice, I understand.
No, perfect for him.
But this is Ollie. This is where I said on one of my shows earlier, I said this is no discredit to Sterling as well. But Raheem Sterling, I actually always said when he went to Chelsea, I said they need to be careful because if they're throwing all their responsibility on him to be sort of their main man to get their goals and change games, he's not that type of player. This doesn't. Yeah, it's not that Sterling. That's not me saying Sterling's a bad player. Sterling is the type of player that works in the system. He works and he's getting chances around him. He's got space around him, and other players are creating space as well. Sancho's the same. Sancho, I'm never going to say Sancho. Here's my house keys. Going in and clean my whole house. He'll probably say, I'll clean the kitchen. I've got to do the rest. He needs, you know what I'm saying, though?
That saying there wasn't even a saying. That was a story, bro. And I've never heard that story before in my life. It made sense perfectly, but fuck me.
But you know what I mean? Sancho's one of them guys. I'm never going to say clean my whole house because I know he wouldn't.
What about your car?
I'll let him do the wheels. All right. But yeah, do you know what I mean? But I know that Sancho is a good player, but he's not going to be the type that's going to grab the ball by the scruff of his neck and say, I'm going to take this game. Like, whereas Bruno, I know he frustrates, but he might do something. He can. Rashford, he might just cut in and do something. Can I say,
let's go back to the original talk. You've just spoke on Bruno, and let's end on this, right? Let's end on this.
Okay.
Bruno.
Big up Moose, by the way, from SC Dons, man.
Yeah,
big up
whole time Moose.
Great work that you're doing.
Yeah, love what SC
London,
Dons do.
Love that,
we're going to go to, I've been speaking with him about going to a game still.
Oh, sick. Yeah, love that. Big up.
Olu, do you do YouTube?
No.
You should do. You should do.
No, you're good, man.
You're really good.
Really good, man.
Really good. On the Bruno thing, right? So Bruno obviously did the numbers he did.
Yeah.
Right. And then Ronaldo arrived and Bruno dropped off.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yep.
Yeah. People will say that he was already stat padding. I kind of don't agree with that. Right. I always felt like Bruno it was like Big Bro's arrived and he was nervous, taking penalties, nervous, everything, that Ronaldo's over his shoulder, nervous. Ronaldo's not playing now. And Bruno has reappeared.
Right, that's what I've always told you. Why? Who gets the best out of that sort of Bruno? Anthony Martial, bloody hell. I love Anthony Martial. Ollie, I don't know if you've probably seen on street. I love Martial. Martial and Bruno connect like Mr. Prittstick. They're just the glue. Like, honestly, they work so well together. Honestly, if you see Ollie's cracking each other, where he's probably, oh my God, I need to comment in more now. But when you actually look at his stats, Bruno, no, it's interesting. When I saw a demographic of Bruno's stats with Ronaldo and then without Ronaldo, it's startling. Like, honestly, the difference.
I've seen it. I've seen it from the beginning.
This is like
it seems nerves.
How funny is it today? Actually, Ollie, funny enough.
What, the fact that he didn't mention Bruno.
He mentioned Dallo in the interview. And they were like, who else is hard working? Or you see, like, he said Martinez, but he didn't even say Bruno.
And I'm there going, Bruno. Yeah,
Bruno's hard working.
I'm there deep down. I'm thinking, don't mention Bruno. This will be funny as fuck.
And he didn't. So
we don't talk about Bruno. No.
Do you know what?
Ronaldo stands by.
I'll be honest. I'm going to say it straight. I think Bruno will be one of the happiest guys to see Ronaldo leave because he feels like he can then the weight off his shoulders. Yeah, he's going around the gym and instead of like training and doing his thing, he's carrying Ronaldo.
Well, he feels like Nani felt back in the day.
Yeah, probably does. Yeah. When he came in,
this is the guy that I'm the understudy. Everyone's comparing me to him and whatever. And I was a fan of Bruno because his work ethic seemed really, really good. Yeah. You say Moni, and I do see the Moni things, but at times I think, he cares. He's a player that does care. Yeah. But I just felt with Ronaldo, he seems shook as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad that you noticed that he is getting better without him. And
I add one more thing as well.
Yeah,
one more thing to that.
What, City win the league?
No, City. No, man. City going back to League 2. Don't worry about that. I have to listen. If I'm not salty, then I'm just gonna have to accept you guys are gonna win the league every season. But with the Bruno, with the Bruno Ronaldo thing as well, I think what teams also have learned is how to game plan against Bruno, because essentially, like you said, he's always tried to find Ronaldo, right? When Bruno first came, people couldn't game plan for him because he was everywhere, and then he basically had to basically drop deep and essentially find the ball to Ronaldo all the time. So it was easier to just sort of mark him out of the game because you just knew where you knew he couldn't occupy the same spaces Ronaldo decided to take, because Ronaldo wasn't running behind. He was always in front of defenders. He didn't have the pace anymore. And normally that's where probably Bruno would end up essentially being that same sort of position. So I think
teams just like running beyond the striker. That's where Martial drops into the 10 and then Bruno darts over.
Look, Bruno suits. I as a City fan have watched United when Ronaldo's played, right? And I'll see nice build up. The ball will get to just on the edge of the box, it will get to Ronaldo, right? Now, Ronaldo 4 years ago, he can shoot from there.
Yeah, he can dig out his foot and shoot.
But he's shooting from there. It's just going straight at the keeper, weak. And I'm looking at it and thinking the build-up play, I'm looking at City. I'm looking at Arsenal right now. I'm looking at good build-up play. When the ball gets there, there's another, I'm not even going to say another pass. There's another 2 or 3 passes, to make sure it's someone in the best possible position. And I'm watching you lot, and it's like, that's not happening. Ronaldo's not in the place he would have been.
He comes too deep as well to get the ball.
Not in the place he would have been 2 years ago. But he still thinks he can do what he did 2 years ago. And it's like, bro, you don't suit this team. When you've got players like Bruno, players like Eriksen, players like Martial, 100%. For me, I'm going to keep saying it. Today, I'm in a nice mood, and I'm just talking football. When Martial is back fully fit, that is when I think United will be at their best.
Yeah,
like 100%. But it is an issue, like with Arsenal.
The injuries are probably a problem,
and us with Stones, I'll say it. Availability is very important.
Availability is the best ability.
If Arsenal keep Partey fit all season,
brilliant. Best number 6 in the league
and
so
if
far.
You lot keep Martial fit,
Partey and Martial, 2 massive players.
Going on what I've seen, neither of you will. So
let's see.
That's why Arsenal end up finishing 7th. No, I'm joking. You will get Champions League football. I'm joking.
I love it. No, we're going to wrap it up on this last question. This is actually a very good question. Big up, Robin. 100 of you still watching. There's been over 100 of you for the whole show. Which
12 inches.
Time. Yeah, man. I love that.
Sorry.
But big up, everyone. Make sure you are liking the video. If you are here, like this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Become a member down below if you're new. You get exclusive Discord chat membership so you can come and talk to us about everything. You also get giveaways. You get instant access as well. Call-in show, just like Olu and obviously the other guys you've seen tonight. Get access to the call-in show. We talk about anything. You can pick your topic. Talk about life if you want, but obviously mainly we talk about football.
That'll be coming back on Friday.
That's going to be coming back, something different. But yeah, Ollie, obviously one of the members, so big up Ollie and everyone else that's in the chat as well. I've seen all your comments. I think this question's a great one to wrap it up on. Robin says, who has more chance? Arsenal winning the league or England winning the World Cup?
Oh,
that's a
bro,
cracker.
are you going to have that? Bro, find out his IP address and send it to Olu.
That's a banger.
Bro, how's that a banger?
What? So you think England got more chance? Winning the
No,
World
bro.
Cup?
Listen, I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, okay,
England,
okay,
we ain't winning shit, brother.
Yeah, okay,
listen, we will scrape through
I
the
try
group
being
stages.
positive for the nation.
We will lose to Iran probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Scrape through with a draw against Wales or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, but
Where
don't
is
do that to Arsenal, man. Shit, I'm going to defend them, man.
Thank you. I was gonna say, like, Tottenham. The only way we can see England winning the World Cup is in black. Is in black.
Everyone's
here's a good point. Here was a good one from my point. I said this the other day to Flawless, right? That if I look at Arsenal and the league, and then I look at Tottenham and the Champions League. Now, I'm not talking about winning it. I'm talking about if City had to play Arsenal or City had to play Chelsea in the Champions League. Football, as a fan, is based on PTSD. Yeah, it's all about your past experiences. So when I look at this, I'm looking at Arsenal in the league, and I'm seeing 11 wins out of 12, and the other one being a draw. I'm looking at Tottenham right now. I'm seeing them scoring last-minute goals in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, if I had to bet on which one we would come out on top of the two, I'm picking beating Arsenal over beating Tottenham in the Champions League all day long.
Yeah.
Because it's what we've experienced, and it's mad because Tottenham are shit. But I'm like, Tottenham are worrying me in the Champions League more than Arsenal are worrying me in the league.
Listen, that run has to end at some point. That's just
life.
Yours? No, that losing run has to end at some point. So I'm not saying it's going to be the season. It might be 20 years from now. It's going to end at some point. Okay,
so the Tottenham one.
No, Tottenham's run is never going to end. I was going to say, with the World Cup, right? The only way to watch the World Cup.
England. Oh no, there's more chance of Tottenham doing a treble than England winning the World Cup.
Listen, I was going to say this. With Tottenham, the only way to see Tottenham like lift a trophy is in black and white, the same way England winning the World Cup. So obviously the chance that it's more likely to see Arsenal win the league, because we saw it in 2004 in HD TV. It was still shit HD, but it was HD TV, and Tottenham have to look at it in black and white, and sort of England fans, we go watch it in black and white. So of course Arsenal going to win the league.
England winning the World Cup or Tottenham winning the trophy.
Yeah, that is actually true. Moses, I don't know if
Harry Kane's the pinnacle of both.
Yeah, of course. Mo says the question is, if City play Arsenal now, home and away, who wins? Last question. So if City play Arsenal now, home and away,
win both, home and away.
I'll say at the Emirates, with the cauldron of noise that is now the Emirates.
Cauldron.
Oh, it's not the carpet no more. Carpet's out.
No, it's the cold. Listen, I'm not calling it the cauldron
now. Yeah.
It's the cauldron of noise. In the cauldron of noise that is the Emirates, where the fans are going absolutely crazy, and the players are up for it. We'll lose 3-2.
This week.
We'll lose 3-2. We'll lose 3-2.
I'm going to be 100. I'm going to remind all of you. Firstly, you didn't trust the process. Secondly, I was having to go on streams and back Jesus and Zinchenko. I had Arsenal fans telling me Maitland-Niles was better than Jesus, right? So I remember. But yeah, carry on.
No, I just said we'll lose 3-2. So
what at your gaff?
Our gaff. With all the cauldron noise.
I thought he was building up saying the cauldron, and I thought he was going to say they're going to win.
Yeah, the cauldron, but.
No. This I think this season might be the first one where I might have a little bit more chest going into the game.
To be fair, last year that game, obviously we'll see it happen this year, but last year that game was brilliant until Gabriel got sent off. So we'll have
first half side.
Yeah,
we did a Tottenham. Yeah. We put pressure.
Like this season, first half side.
Big up Pablo. Yeah, I'll check DMs after. Don't worry.
But yeah, Olu, honestly,
thank you for coming on, bro.
On socials, I don't know if we spoke before, but if we haven't, are you on Instagram?
I'm on Insta, yeah.
Yeah, hit me up on Insta because you're really good, man. You're really good, man.
All right.
I want to get you back on, man. 100%.
All right.
And thank you for being a member as well.
Yeah, no appreciate that, man. Love every single time. Good meeting you as well, bro.
Lovely meeting both of you, man.
God bless your family and everything. Have a good rest of the week and that.
Same for you, man.
Is there anything you wanted to shout out or plug or anything before you went at all? You're right.
Only thing I want to say is this, yeah. Believe. Gooners, believe. We're gonna finish. we're gonna finish first and then finish second because
when you said that, quickly log off so Daps can't reply to you.
We don't believe we don't believe you. You need more people.
Love that, man. Now, Ollie, thank you very much, bro.
all right, safe.
Take care. Big up Moose in the comments. Big up everyone that's been watching tonight, man. Majis, there's Brianna, there's Active Gunner, Lord for Cass. I know you've been in there doing loads of comments. Good Trevelli as well.
Someone
LSC
said
Rico.
earlier, by the way, that Daps is a lot calmer when Cass is here. When Cass isn't here, right? It's because Cass is a shit house and needs to be put in his place sometimes.
Yeah, I'm more than mellow. I'm a bit more mellow.
Yeah. Yeah. Cass, I mean, listen, last night
It works.
Cass made up a narrative that Man United are being bought out next week. Listen,
Some might believe
I love
it as
Cass.
well.
Cass is
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
needs to be put in his place sometimes, right? He's a
Love
shit
it.
house, absolute shit house. So he needs to be reminded about his club.
That's why we have loads of different personalities, and I see loads of comments actually said, you know, it works because we have so many different personalities.
That's it.
And some of us will all be together next week, guys. From next week, the World Cup stuff all will be from here. So I'll be here. Sometimes Daps will be here. Obviously, Daps is anywhere, of course. Daps will be here. Cass, Mo's coming over as well, which would be great.
Yeah, Mo lands in England, flying all the way from America.
Yeah,
and
from
we've
Texas.
all picked. We'll probably in one of our shows we'll do a show with all five of us.
Yeah.
Shirt reveal. We've all picked 3 teams, and we picked them.
Yeah,
we agreed instead of doing a draw, we will keep picking until someone disagrees. Then we'll go to a draw. So we all got what we wanted. Soup's got Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. So we're good.
Love that. Big up Soups here as well. But yeah, guys, man, just before you go, World Cup content will be here from next week. Tomorrow we've got a World Cup draft. And you guys that are watching, you guys are actually going to vote the winner. So it's going to be me, Mo, Saeed from Saeed TV, and Statman. So we're going to basically be doing a World Cup draft. You can only pick 1 player per team. So if I picked Harry Kane, no one else can have Harry Kane. If someone picks Rafinha, no one else can have Rafinha. So 1 player per team per country, basically, of course. And you guys are going to vote the winner. That's at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Then at 3:30 or 4 o'clock on Friday, me and Cass are going to be doing a predictor. Cass is at the Content Awards tonight, so he'll be back on Friday. We'll be.
By the way, people never felt cleaned up. We won everything.
Yeah,
everything.
We got the call early. That's why we're here.
I got sexiest calves,
and I got best hairline.
That was indirect, you fucker.
I know.
Listen, people.
But no, thank you for watching.
I've enjoyed it,
man. It's been sick. It's actually. Do you know what the calling guests have been brilliant as well, man?
Real talk.
You guys that are watching the comments, obviously, thank you ever so much. 120 throughout the whole show, which is crazy,
especially on a weekday.
On a weekday, so keep smashing the like. We'll be back, and yeah, guys, we massively appreciate your support. So yeah, thank you, and we'll catch you soon.
Salute.
Big up.